Good luck to both teams.
And we're underway. Mitchell in the ruck against Mackie, and Mitchell actually flew up quite nicely. Doherty almost got a hand on it. Came out to Jimmy Ryan, though, for Deer Park, who was slung as he kicked, and the ball's going to sit up for Lindsay, who is able to gather at half forward. He doesn't have a lot to kick to, and he's eventually just stumbled in the slippery conditions. Wrapped up by Catterall, but he's going to get a free kick for over the shoulder, and Lindsay can send the Cobras into attack, so that the strange game plan that was predicted going into this game has eventuated for the Cobras as Lindsay goes inside 50 looking for Doherty, but it's punched away from him, and we're going to have a boundary throw in 50 out from the Cobras goal at right half forward. So it's thrown back in. Adam Borg, uncontested, knocked it to ground. John Sirianni almost had a chance to gather. Barry working in hard for the Cobras as well. Catterall at the bottom of the pack's going to get a free kick for over the shoulder. Taking him high there was as a party. So Catterall at half back for the Lions. Goes backwards to Karasalos, who marks 30 out from the goal he's defending, and he switches it out wide to Stankovic, who's in space at right half back, kicks down the line to the wing, and it's a lovely kick for Cook, who marks underneath the scoreboard, swings a left-footed kick to the top of the 50. Jenkins is there for Deer Park, doesn't take the mark. Going in very hard was Attic, who was wrapped up, and the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. 40 out from Deer Park's goal. As you mentioned, Luxie, all numbers in behind the play here for Auburn Vale, which is good. They're going to shut it down, but they're going to find it very difficult to score. Mischewski gathers for Auburn Vale, flicks out a hand pass to Darren Borg at half-back, chased down by Catterall, who's been prominent in the early stages, and the ball spills out for a boundary throw-in. 35 out from Deer Park's goal in the left forward pocket. It's going to obviously test out their behind the ball skills here for the Auburn Vale team. As I said, they do get possession. They're going to have to work their backsides off to get run and carry, or bring it around the boundary line just to get numbers up there. Deer Park have obviously got 2 or 3 loosies behind the contest. Another pack from the boundary throw, and we've got another ball up. 45 out from Deer Park's goal. Lever knocks it forward. Formosa overran it for Auburn Vale. It comes out the back of the pack to Jimmy Ryan. There's a free kick going to go off the ball though. So Lukey Summers will take it. 55 out for Deer Park. He dabs a kick to a loose man, top of the 50, and Jenkins has got free. And Shane Jenkins will line up for goal from the 50. Should be within range, although he doesn't actually send it towards the goal face, although on the breeze it swings back, and it is through for the first score of the grand final. It's 1-0, and we've played 3 minutes of the opening term. Yeah, that wind's pretty strong down there. Going towards that Hungry Jack's Werribee Township end. So that ball, as you said, from Jenkins, it carried a long way. Attic kicks into Barry, who had it chopped away from him. He's able to work it to Darren Borger, gives it back to Lever, who's under pressure, but did well to get it back to Barry. On the defensive 50, kicks down the line of the wing, but Deer Park have the numbers there. Stankovic, though, drops the mark. It spills to Mohammed, who gathers, shakes away from the Robertson attempted tackle, and then kicks out to the boundary line and gets some claps from DC. Dave Connell happy with that. He's forced a stoppage on the wing, and one thing that this panic that he's using will do, it'll stop Robertson being in half back. Yeah, he's exactly right. Be able to be involved. Probably a bit disappointed too then, Chrissy Robinson. The tackle didn't stick. As a party knocks it forward from the ruck contest. Hill is all on his own at half back for Deer Park. Left foot kick looking for Tchaikovsky. Is well off the side of his boot, and Formosa, who is one of the better taggers in WRFL Division 2, is going to get the free kick out of bounds on the full for Auburn Vale. He's got a very good engine. He dabs a kick to half forward. Lindsay the target. Good spoil by Stankovic. Gathered by Catterall near the boundary line. He can't get clean purchase on the football, and it goes out. 65 out from the Auburn Vale goal at right half forward. It's 1-0, 4 minutes in. Roy Lever's got the job down in the back line on Lee Cook. This is good. Good setup by Auburn Vale, obviously kicking against a bit of a wind, but they've got to frustrate Deer Park, and that's exactly what they can do. They can just keep closing it down and just percentagely just bring it around bits and pieces. Mohammed has the footy at half forward. Noticing they're not using a ruckman at the stoppages forward of the centre of the ground either. Mohamed's dabbed a little kick to Azapati, who's got the mark 55 out. Robertson stands the mark.
So they've got to work off the ball. We've got to work off the ball to make position here, Auburn Vale.
Azapati kicks inside 50. It wasn't a bad kick to the hot spot. Summers got bundled over. Diving in was Barry. He's at the bottom of the pack. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 35 out, directly in front from Auburn Vale's goal. Deer Park a point. Auburn Vale yet to score. 5 minutes into the opening term. Lindsay contesting for Auburn Vale that time. Trying to come through for Moser. It's eventually gathered by Hill. Slick hands to Thomas. He's tackled and dispossessed. It's a free kick to Auburn Vale. The advantage is paid. And Mohamed has slammed through the first goal of the grand final. And Auburn Vale lead a goal to a point. Played 5.5 minutes. And obviously it's something different from Dave Connell. Yes. But it is, in the early stages at least, causing some confusion for Deer Park, and they've started pretty well.
Well, look, it's not surprising they're going to come hard out of the blocks here, Auburn Vale, and they've done something completely different, which we expected was going to happen, but it's how Deer Park react, and at the moment they're a little bit toey, the Deer Park team, and a little bit fumbly in a couple of situations there, and not really clean with their skills, their foot and hand skills right at this stage. But it's early piece, but well done, Auburn Vale.
Tenerville won the knockdown. It's a free kick to Auburn Vale after Summers taken high, and Doherty's involved in a bit of a melee there, and Safoulis as well as things get heated up. The umpire's called to play on, and Addicks got possession, kicks out wide. So, like yesterday, we've got a very spiteful encounter, which is
that's what you want to see in a grand final.
Lever's just put down a player behind the play as well. Auburn Vale go forward, punched away by the Deer Park defence. Catterall gathers. Goes back by hand, which was good. He found a teammate there in Day, who measured a kick to Cook, who gives it on the up to Ryan, who now can run inside or to half forward. Kicks to Kondos, but in front also there was, I think it's Buddy Clark, who's taken a mark. In fact, it's Clicks, who's taken it brilliantly inside 50 for Deer Park. And the youngster Kevin Clicks,
the Auburn Vale bench, boys,
will have a shot at goal. He's 25 metres out. He's on a tight angle. The kick on its way with the right foot. It's not a bad looking effort. He's used the breeze beautifully as the youngster Kevin Clicks. He's got Deer Park's first, and they have back the lead. 7 minutes gone, first term, 1-1-7 to a goal.
He goes all right, young Kevin Clicks. He goes all right, this kid. Well done by Lee Cook too, just before too. He was just a part of that skirmish before, the bit of a push and shove, but straight away he's a veteran these days. Cookie got straight back onto the football, won the ball on this wing side, on the clubroom side, and fed it off to his teammate going forward. So the cool head, well done to Cookie, well done to Deer Park to respond to that.
Boys, Adam Borg and Chris Robertson are having a wonderful time together here in the middle.
So they should. Song and dance going on, it's good.
Ball in the middle of the ground. Tenerville and Mackie in the ruck. It's knocked down by Tenerville. Barry had a chance. Day just put his body into
off the ball there. Doherty and
Lukey Summers having a bit of a how do you do as well. Yeah. I think they've noticed the last few times we've seen these plays over the last few years, Lukey Summers has got under the skin of a few of the Auburn Vale players, and I think they're going to get in first today, the Cobras.
Ball back in the centre. It's socket forward for Deer Park, but Darren Borg is there for Auburn Vale. Hand passes to Locke. Another former North Footscray player. He gives it over the top to Formosa, who goes long. Mohammed down there, but the kick wasn't well placed through him, and Karasalos takes the mark in defensive 50. He kicks out wide. Day is his target, and it's a well-measured kick, and Day's taken the mark. He kicks down the line. Loose man for him is Davis. He's a long way from home, but he can send them inside 50. He goes down in the Clicks direction. It's punched away. Jamie Sirianni came through with some heavy body work. It's tapped on by Locke to Barry, who gives it to Addick, and Auburn Vale moving the football reasonably well, although Addick's hand pass was a little bit sloppy with a tackle of Tricosby equally so.
This is where Addick's got to keep running and get the second and third, get to the second and third contest here. They need him to be pushing forward and hurt him on the scoreboard as well.
Formosa to Safoulis, who tried to do a bit too much. Catterall stuck the tackle. The ball spilled free, but Auburn Vale wrestle it back. Safoulis kicks to the wing. Summers is there, and so too is Hill. And Hill is able to gather. He gives it to Ryan, who's had a few touches early. He goes long inside 50. Clicks is down there. Passes as well. It's kept alive by Kondos. Locke with a little fumble. But Auburn Vale might be able to come away. Machevsky, though, run down from behind. Terrific defence from the Deer Park forwards. Machevsky came through for Deer Park. There's a free kick. It's going to go Auburn Vale's way. That was some pretty tough stuff. And the Auburn Vale defence a little bit nervous as they tried to get away, but they've got the free kick, which can steady them a little bit, and I think Attic will take it, or Tenterbilt.
Nick Condis talked in the luncheon about the rotations. They've got them going day off the ground and Buttigieg Clark back on.
Tenterbilt to Attic, to Maschewski to Attic, who shrugs a tackle and then squeezes out a hand pass, although it's not set up well for Maschewski. Parsons had to be good, and he was. He gathered it for the Cobras and then kicked very well to Azzopardi, who couldn't gather in the slippery ball, and it spills off his fingertips and out for a boundary throw in 60 out from Deer Park's goal at left half forward.
Attic's just got to be a little bit careful with these handballs, these look-away handballs too at the moment. He's winning enough of the football, but twice the handballs have put his teammates under pressure. Just cool it down a little bit. He's very good and very quick with his hands.
He's got it at half-back. He has had plenty of uses of the football. He dabs a little kick to Barry, and Barry has it on defensive 50, and he's going to go backwards to Doherty. And Doherty's now at full back. He can.
Oh, it's going to have to be a good kick.
It is okay.
Well done.
And he's got it out wide, and he's found Kassar, who takes the mark, kicks down the line looking for Jacob Maschewski. He couldn't gather it in. It's kept alive out there though by Mackie for Deer Park. And now they bring it into the corridor, though. Maschewski's been able to get in the road for the Cobras and just stops things there for Auburn-Vale and gives it now to Spatolisano, who has a bounce at half-back. He wants Parsons in the middle of the ground, but eventually goes down the line.
And it's
a very good mark taken by Formosa. And he gives it off to a teammate now, and Auburn-Vale have got it through the corridor where Attic, who's had numerous possessions, will get it. Andrew Muskett's stats on him shortly. He gives it to Spatolisano, and they just overused things there. Tchaikovsky went in hard, took an Auburn-Vale player high. Should have been a free kick paid.
Yeah.
The umpire said no, and a pack forms, and there'll be a ball up in the middle of the ground. 11 and a half gone, opening term. It's 1-1-7 to a goal. Jenkins, unopposed in the ruck, is able to work it to ground, and they've got it out to Jai Davis, who snaps around the corner for Deer Park, but only as far as Jamie Sirianni. He gets a kind bouncy hand pass looking for Lever. It's knocked away from him, and now a pack forms at half back for Auburn-Vale, and they're going to get a free kick for over the shoulder. And the Cobras have the ball in their back half. John Sirianni to Doherty, and he spears a well-measured pass for Kassar, who now swings the ball to Azzopardi, who lost his feet for a moment but was able to recover. It was looking a nervous situation for him.
Skinny Cattrall wouldn't be happy about that. He should have got the ball back off the Auburn-Vale player there, but slipped over himself.
Got it to Locke, then Maschewski, and now Parsons. And Parsons is going to swing it out wide there, really crossing the ball from one side of the ground to the other as much as they can to Auburn-Vale. Spatolisano dabs a kick out wide, looking for his teammate out there in Mohammed, but he can't get to it. And it goes out for a boundary throw-in.
Just the same team we saw one day play completely down one side of the ground.
Yeah, it wasn't all that long ago against Parkside, Kev. This is good what they're doing. I like the way they're zigzagging, switching the ball across Auburn-Vale. Putting Deer Park under, making Deer Park think, and that's what they had to do. Something different, make them think.
Thomas to Ryan, and Deer Park go forward again. It's socket the top of their 50. In front is Mitchell there for Auburn-Vale. He just cocked the footy up though. It spills to Teal, who has a shot towards the goal square, also looking for Kondos. But Kassar defended well. And it's gone through for a rush behind. It's 1-1 or 1-2-8 Deer Park. Auburn-Vale one straight goal, 13 and a half minutes. Opening term. You
get the feeling Cass's confidence is just growing and growing every time he's playing on Jimmy Kondos. He's done a reasonably good job round 18 in the last home and away. Today, a couple of the one-on-one contests, he's been very good. So he's just getting more and more confident in the body work against Jimmy Kondos, which is a good sign for Auburn-Vale.
Doherty to Locke. Some of the matchups have been good from Auburn-Vale. Formosa on Tchaikovsky, and the ball towards the wing where Robertson spoils. And finally, in a game that we've seen Deer Park play, that actually a team has got someone standing right near Robertson all the time in Adam Borg, which is a very good matchup.
Yep.
And he has had no influence on the game at all as Robbo, although he's in there at the moment laying a tackle on Formosa and driving Formosa into the ground. It's picked up by Barry, who hand passes into the chest of his teammate in Mitchell. It spills out the back of the pack. As Cook was breaking away for Deer Park, the umpire's called back a free kick. And Darren Borg will take it at half-back. Just got to
hold on to it for long enough here to find the right option. They're going back as much as they can, and that's good. They've got to hit targets. That's the most important part now.
They're compressing the game almost into the middle half of this ground. The forward 50 is just not being used by them at all. Auburn Vale at the moment, they've worked it into the corridor where they've got a mark to Darren Borg, who dabs a kick out wide for his teammate there in lock. Sock it into the middle of the ground. Good clean hands. The kick forward, though, is marked at half-back by Robertson, who can now use his right foot, and he sends it out wide, and it was read there by Spatola-Sano, but his spoil went straight to Thomas, who kicks downfield for Day, who marks 50 out, goes long with the right foot towards the goal square, and just cannons into the padding of the left goalpost. Unlucky for Christian Day. And Deer Park get another behind. They're 1-3-9. Auburn Vale one straight goal.
You're right, Luxie. The matchups, they've done a lot of homework. Auburn Vale are very good at the moment, but they cannot afford to let guys like Christian Day find space, especially just outside the 50 there. He's going to hurt you very badly.
Doherty's kick in, not good. It's bounced into the lap of Thomas, who squeezes a kick around the corner, and Bobby Machevsky, who snaps 30 metres out from the forward pocket and misses to the near side. Another Deer Park behind there. 1-4-10. Auburn Vale one straight goal. Does appear to be the Deer Park and kicking to the scoring end, though, in this opening term, which has gone 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of the first times then that stage that Jimmy Condos got the ball in his hands, and he'd love to get that first goal next to his name, I think, just to take a little bit of pressure off him at the moment too, because there's some high expectations from the Deer Park crew for Jimmy to have a big one as well.
Doherty kicks into half-back, but Cook takes a very good contested mark for Deer Park. He's 60 out from goal, pressed against the boundary at left half forward. He's almost going to go back and have half a shot here. He comes in with a left foot. It's a long kick, but it's going to be way away. And a bit of a waste there for Deer Park as that goes out of bounds on the full, and Doherty will bring the ball back into play for the Cobras. He goes short to Cassar. It's another nervous moment for this Auburn Vale defence as he dropped the one-handed mark, but he's been able to regather, but had nothing to kick to, and eventually put it straight down the throat of Thomas, who kicks inboard to Day, who's 55 out from goal, sells the dummy, gets around Lever. He's kicked inside 50, though, looking for Jenkins, is off the side of his boot, and it goes out for a boundary throw-in. 25 around from Deer Park's goal.
Look, the setup that Auburn Vale have put themselves in, it's good, but they're going to have to work more than they've ever worked in their lives on this football field today. They've got to get across to the other side of the ground. They've got to push back. They've got to work off the ball harder than they've ever done.
Spatola-Sano has it. Left foot kick around the corner for Moser, almost the mark. He's been very good in the opening term. Goes off his hands and out for a boundary throw-in. 70 out from Deer Park's goal at right half forward.
Yeah, they've had plenty of inside 50s at the moment. The Deer Park team might quickly go to Andrew Muscat for the inside 50s up to this stage.
The inside 50s are 9-4 in favour of Deer Park.
Thanks, Muskie.
They've got possession, have the Lions. Day, another possession, a high ball, inside 50. Spatola-Sano had to wait under it. Got spoil from Doherty, who was the man coming in from behind, and he punches it out for a boundary throw-in. 40 out from the Cobras' goal. Still no players in the Auburn Vale 50 as they've got possession and break through the middle of the ground. Bly, a little hand pass for Barry, who had a juggle of the football. Let it come back to Bly, who kicks to half forward. Karasalos is there all on his own, though, for Deer Park. Takes the mark at half back. Dabs a kick short to Powell, who's on the outer wing for the Lions, and just flicks the ball at his fingertips a few times, and now he's called to play on. He gives it to Stankovic, whose kick is smothered. He was looking for Robertson, but good result for the Cobras. They force a boundary throwing out of side of the ground. And the ball 80 out from Deer Park's goal between wing and half forward.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to score. They've just got to, at the right time, and it's smart football out there, just hold on to the ball when they are going forward, Auburn Vale. Give themselves a chance to push forward. Otherwise, the ball's going straight in the hands of guys like Stankovic and that, and they're just going to turn it around and exploit you badly.
Yeah, ball,
well done.
They've worked it forward. Borg is there for Auburn Vale at the bottom of the pack. Umpire comes in and will have a bounce. 75 out from Auburn Vale's goal, or perhaps just a shade further out than that. Between wing and half forward for them. They trail by 4 points at the 19-minute mark of the opening term. It's 1-4-10 to one straight goal. It's knocked forward from the ruck by Deer Park. Barry went in hard at ground level to tap it on, but it wasn't gathered by Formosa, and now Deer Park breakthrough. Buttigieg Clark, who has a bounce, carries the ball to the 50, a thumping long kick with the right foot, it's across the face, and Cassar is able to make sure that it goes over for a behind. It's 1-5-11 Deer Park, Auburn one straight goal. They are kicking, I think, with the aid of the breeze here, Deer Park, so...
Yep, copy that.
Auburn Vale are able to strangle this game a little bit. They're kicking out of half-back is good, and it's marked by Darren Borg, who's got it at right half-back.
The other important thing for Auburn Vale here, they've got to make sure every tackle sticks today. They can't afford to let Deer Park players just brush aside with the football in their hands and get through traffic.
Ball went long. Mitchell competed for the Cobras. It's gone off hands and out for a boundary throw-in. Auburn Vale with a couple of rotations. They're not using a ruckman much around these boundary throw-ins. Lever that time had to go up. He's knocked it straight down to Tchaikovsky, who gathers for Deer Park, has a bounce, runs to the 50, goes long with the left foot, but that'll be out of bounds on the floor. It's just snuck through for a behind. And Deer Park get another score. They're 1-6-12. They only lead by 6 points. Auburn Vale, one straight goal. They're playing a blanket job at the moment on their opponents, the Cobras, and are staying in the contest.
Bombing a bit, the old Deer Park at the moment too, Tomsey.
What's that, Kev? Sorry?
They're just bombing a bit.
Yeah, just not panicking, but they're not hitting targets enough. As I say, that Chrissy Robinson just puts the ball directly into the hands of Christian Day. It's a good setup.
The mark 50 metres out. He can kick from centre half forward. He's directly in front. This to make the margin 12 points. He's been good in the opening term as Christian Day. One sock up, one sock down. He'll come in with the right foot. It's a long kick, which is another behind for Deer Park. So they're errant kicking, hurting them at the moment. They're 1-7-13. Auburn Vale one straight goal. We've played 21.5 minutes of the opening term.
Just starting to settle a bit too, Deer Park at the moment. You've, as you mentioned about bombing, Kevin mentioned about bombing the ball. Just you find they're just starting to hit a couple of targets here and there. Day's been instrumental in a lot of that, but the scoreboard pressure's a big thing too. They look up 1-7. I mean, it's only early piece of this game, but you know, inaccuracy in front of goals just sometimes does cost you because they are panicking a little bit with their kicking.
Kick in by Doherty. He was looking for Tanneville, who wins a free kick for in the back. He hand passes to Attic, who's in all sorts of trouble, but gets away and dabs a little kick to Lever.
He's not the strongest of kicks, Roy Lever. They've got to try and feed the ball to him. Yes.
He gives it to Mohammed, who's working in tight quarters near the boundary line. Goes long to Lindsay, who competes well, but it comes off the back to Mackie. Lindsay tries to soccer it off the ground after Mackie had it spilled from him in the contest. It's now at ground level where Portelli is there for Auburn Vale.
Got to roll the dice here a little bit, Auburn Vale. Push someone forward, get a couple forward. I mean, expect the confidence that they can win one of these contests here. They've got nothing to kick to otherwise.
They didn't contest that ruck knockdown. They let Deer Park come away that time. Cook clears to half forward, but Lever drops an easy mark. Allows his opponent in, and now Deer Park go forward through power towards Condos, who takes a superb mark 30 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, Roy Lever, you've got to hold them ones, mate. You've got to hold them ones. No pressure really on you there, and it just allowed the Deer Park player to swoop on that ball then and clear it.
So Condos comes in, right foot kick on its way, it's there, and Deer Park now lead by 13 points. They're 2-7-19. Auburn Vale one straight goal.
Yeah, look, they're doing everything right. They'd be shattered if they let themselves down now by just some fundamental football mistakes. I mean, they worked hard. I'd still like to, they still need another goal. If they get another goal, I mean, they can obviously contain Deer Park only for so long. They've got to keep the scoreboard ticking over themselves, Auburn Vale. And situations like this, they get it up to the wing half-forward line. They've got to roll the dice, as I said, and try and get one or two forward at least, and have the confidence that they're going to win. They didn't even compete, as you said, Luxie, in that last boundary throw-in.
Might have been by design though, but Addic's got it in the middle of the ground. He kicks towards Lindsay, who tries to double back on Stankovic, but Stankovic did well to defend that time. Lindsay put his head over the football, got down low. He's wrapped up by Stankovic. And the umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up 50 out from Auburn Vale's goal near the right half-forward flank boundary line.
Yeah, the setup's so important here for Auburn Vale. Another stoppage with the ball going out of bounds. They've got to make sure that the ball does not go into the hands of your Stankovic and Robinson type of players to get it out.
Boundary throwing, 40 out, 45 out from Auburn Vale's goal. It's not forward by Attic. Powell Did well to gather it behind his back. He's run down in a tackle. It's going to be a free kick paid to Deer Park's Paolo, and he's got it at half-back.
That's not good enough. The defensive game there from a few of the Auburn Vale forwards.
They were outmatched because they've kept all
No.
Now there's a downfield free kick that's going to be paid here to Clicks. He's going to move it quickly. He looks for Kondos. Cassar there with him as well.
Well done.
Ball spills to ground level. It's cleared by Sirianni, who has Azzopardi loose at half-back. And Azzopardi holds play up at left half-back for the Cobras.
Mika Lindsay, you've got to work harder off the ball, young fella. You've got to get there. You shouldn't let Stankovic run off like you did then.
Hill with the football for Deer Park. Dabs a little kick down the line for his teammate in Davis, who kicks to half forward. He was looking for Teal, who slides in and takes the mark. He's not too far out to score is Teal, but he kicks towards the hot spot near the 50. Kondos came through and crunched an Auburn Vale defender. Cassar gathered, hand passes into space for Portelli, who puts on the afterburners, then fires a hand pass inboard looking for Formosa, which doesn't hit the target. Robertson was cool and calm. His hand pass to Buttigieg Clark was good, and then Buttigieg Clark off the outside of his right boot to Thomas, who gathers the bouncing ball, gives it back to Buttigieg Clark, 55 out from goal. He goes long to the goal square. Kondos with about 4 to beat is paid a free kick against him for in the back. He tried to juggle in the mark, but the free kick happened before the attempted bringing in of the football, and it'll be a free kick in the last line of defence to Auburn Vale.
Now we're hanging out for the siren to go here, I reckon, Auburn Vale for quarter time. They've worked so hard, they can't afford Deer Park to get another one here.
Long kick into space. Portelli's going to have 4 to beat here. He's hard at it usually, Andrew Portelli. He goes in pretty hard that time and does a very good job for the Cobras to lock things up. And it's going to be a ball up centre wing.
Second, third efforts of Deer Park have been very good. Buttigieg Clark just in that situation just before he gave it off and worked hard to get it back a couple of seconds later.
Tenerville in the ruck. It came to Cook, who gave it to Summers. Deer Park go forward again. Kondos has got 3 to beat. He made a good fist of it. Jamie Sirianni in front and Cassar behind him did just enough defensively to force him off the mark. And it goes out for a boundary throw in 5 around from their goal in the left forward pocket.
Just holding in there, the Cobras. They're just holding in there at the moment.
Boundary throw, ball comes to the front of the pack. Barry gets a quick kick towards the boundary line where it goes out, 35 out from Deer Park's goal. Inside there, forward 50 arc. And the Lions lead by 13 points, 27 gone opening term, 2-7-19 to 1 straight goal. It's up to the front of the pack, Clicks chasing after it. Parsons his opponent today. It's kept alive by Deer Park, and then they have a miraculous snap around the corner, and it is a goal.
It is.
That is brilliant.
And I think it's the late inclusion who's kicked it, who we don't have the name for, because I don't think... Or a change in jumper.
Yeah, change in jumper. There's a bit...
Nelson,
I think it's young Nelson, yep.
Who's kicked it. But Deer Park get their 3rd goal at the opening turn. They're 3-7-25. They lead Auburn Vale 1 straight goal. And that was miraculous stuff from Daniel Nelson.
Yeah, he lost his jumper in that bit of a push and shove right near the start of the game. There, it got absolutely torn off him. So they've had to change the number. That was brilliant. That was one of the best snaps you'll ever see for goal. Very talented youngster, young Nelson, as young Clicks is as well, and Teal.
Ball back in the centre, easy clearance for Deer Park. Day to Summers and a lovely kick inside 50. And a very good mark to Kondos on the lead, and he's going to get 50 as Cassar pushed him after he'd taken the mark. So Jimmy Kondos will shoot from point blank range for his 2nd goal of the afternoon.
Well, we talk about, I think I said it a minute and a half ago, about they have to hold firm here. Auburn Vale, Deer Park are just starting to really win enough of the football, and really into time on, they should not allow Deer Park to get 2 goals like that. One was a magnificent snap, no doubt, but that clearance out of the centre there, it just shouldn't happen. Auburn Vale, you've let yourselves down a bit. All the good work that is done up to that stage. This is a time on area that Deer Park do excel in by winning the football, and perfectly put down the throat of Jimmy Kondos there. It deserved the 50-metre penalty to put his 2nd on the board already.
Can't give Lukey Summers that much room and that much space. They just got lazy then.
25 points the margin. Deer Park lead, 4-7 to a goal. Bounce down middle of the ground. In the ruck, Mackie knocks it to ground. Summers is going to get hold of it again, although loses out that time to Attic, who tried to snap it forward, but the kick went off the outside of his boot and it bounces its way towards the broadcast wing. Able to gather there is Ryan for Deer Park.
Good tackle.
Well tackled by Lindsay, who drives him into the ground and wins the free kick for holding the ball. And Mika Lindsay has it on centre wing. He kicks looking for Portelli, who didn't fly, and coming across Karasalos, punches it out and over for a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Cobras.
Got to trap it in here now. Auburn got to trap it in here. They can't afford to let Deer Park get a clearance out from this wing area.
Boundary throw in the ruck. Mitchell knocks it down for the Cobras. Hill came through hard for Deer Park. He's wrapped up by a couple of Auburn players. The umpire comes in and we'll have another stoppage. 75 out from Auburn goal at right half forward.
Andrew Patelli probably just in no man's land at the moment, just off the ball. He's probably going to go back another 10-15 metres or across.
Forward from the ruck contest. Patolisane couldn't get clean hand on it. Mohammed came through. Ball still against the boundary line. It doesn't go out. The umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up. 70 out from Auburn goal.
Just keep working it around, but once again, roll the dice, get someone forward. Don't just, they get one quick kick here and they've got Stankovic 30 metres off the ball, who's just going to grab it and switch it.
Mohammed at the bottom of the pack for Auburn slung in a tackle. Tchaikovsky came through.
Oh, he's strong.
And went through, but he's brilliantly tackled by Attic, who's going to win a hold in the ball free kick. That was superb from Ibrahim Attic. The siren sounds and Attic will have to take his shot from right half forward, 90 metres out. He'll have a go with a torpedo, no doubt. And he doesn't strike it well, but a good end to the quarter for Auburn Had a good moment for Attic and the Cobras. But at quarter time, they trail by 25 points. They're one straight goal. Deer Park 4-7-31. Condos has 2, 1 each to Clicks and Nelson for the Lions, while for Auburn Sheriff Mohammed has 1. Second quarter underway. Mitchell gets the knockdown. Barry a little hand pass, but it's cleared by Dave for Deer Park to half forward. Meeting on the bounce. Cook, a very good hand pass to Tchaikovsky, who kicks to Kondos leading in the pocket. He slid low but couldn't hold the mark. Kassar kept his feet and hand passes out towards the boundary line, but Deer Park have numbers again, and Tchaikovsky laying a tackle for the Lions. Machevsky was there as well. The umpire comes in. It'll be a ball up, 45 out from Deer Park's goal at left half forward.
Well, once again, they're getting a lot of numbers in down their back half of the ground here, Auburn but they've really got to work extra hard again. They've only got Mika Lindsay down there past the centre line for themselves.
Another stoppage, that time a Deer Park player at the bottom of the pack, and the free kick goes Auburn way to Ibrahim Atik, who's in defensive 50 for the Cobras.
Just hope they don't fall for the trap here, going with kicking with the wind here at the moment, Auburn that they just go up and down the line. They've got to continue switching and zigzagging that ball across.
He went short to Machevsky, who dropped an easy chest mark and put a lot of pressure on himself. Eventually he was almost pinged for holding the ball. It's a ball up 35 out from Deer Park's goal. Lever went to ground. Coming through was Doherty. There's a free kick picked out here that's going to go Deer Park's way at the bottom of the stoppage. And the Lions are going to have a shot at goal to extend out to a 31-point lead. And the man picking himself up is Jenkins, I think, who will shoot for goal. He's 35 metres out.
Usually a nice kick of the football, Shane Jenkins, the veteran, been around.
He comes in, he's directly in front for the 5th goal of the afternoon for the Lions. The right foot kick on its way, it swerves away to the right, and it's through for another Deer Park behind. They've had 12 scoring shots to 1. They only lead by 26 points. It's 4-8-32 to 1 straight goal. As Locke kicks into Doherty, who marks in front of his eyes. Still in defensive 50. And no real obvious escape clause for him. He kicks out wide. Contest made by Azapati. Ball back in the pack, chasing after it, Nigel Hill. He can't keep it in, and it goes out for a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Lions, who lead by 26 points, scoreboard side of the ground.
No, Sorry, Kev, go
I
on.
was just going to say, the wind's a bit fluky, boys. It's up and down pretty much. You can hear it blowing in the microphone now, but it is pretty tricky, and it's not the traditional wind here. It's sort of blowing more towards the grandstand.
Day keeps it in for Deer Park. High left foot kick to the top of the goal square. Kondos looked to have had his jumper held. It's going to spill back here, though, for Machevsky, whose kick is smothered by Lever. It ricochets to Catterall, who kicks to the left foot, goes off the side of his left foot. It's almost marked by Day. Ball spills to ground level. Nelson, with some trickery, tries to flick it back towards Day, but Auburn Vale have locked things up, and it'll be a ball up, 40 out from Deer Park's goal at left half forward.
Definitely cannot doubt the desperation of Auburn Vale at the moment. They have been very, very good. Second, third efforts all the way through. They just haven't been clean enough with the football sometimes, and they're just going with this wind at the moment. They've got to make sure that they keep possession.
Doherty with a clearing kick. It's gone a long, long way to half forward, but it's all Deer Park back there, and Karasalos gathers, gives it to Stankovic, who's on defensive 50, dabs a kick to Robertson. He's got plenty of time to wheel onto his right foot, and that one's smothered, which is uncharacteristic. That'll be should be kept on the videotape. It's probably the first time it's ever happened. Tchaikovsky's got the ball through the middle of the ground. Left foot kick for Summers was not good. It's gathered there by Azapati. Hand pass to Barry. Barry's kick too slow through the air. But Davis dropped the mark for Deer Park, which allowed Hill in. But Deer Park should keep possession. Robertson goes after the football, pretty slow in his effort to get there, but he taps it back for Mackie, who goes to ground. He's tackled by Muhammad. He's vulnerable, and umpire O'Donnell says, "You're hot," and it's holding the ball, and the Sheriff has it.
That's the only really slippery part of the ground at the moment. It's the worst bit.
Kicks inside 50. It was a lazy kick looking for Portelli. Catterall in the road. Tried to spin out of trouble, and Portelli got him at the second effort. And Andrew Portelli, the huge kick in the context of the game. They need this just to give themselves some belief more than anything. He's directly in front. He's 35 metres out. It's been a stalwart for the Cobras, and they'll be shooting for their second goal of the afternoon.
Spot on, Luxie. This is such an important kick at goal for that exact reason. The belief and the confidence. They're working hard, their desperation, everything. But they've got to work it on the scoreboard. That's how you win games of football, not by just desperation all day.
He kicks with the right foot. It's a terrible kick. It's across the face. It's almost kept in down there by Lindsay, but it's out on the full. A bad blow for the Cobras. Stankovic will take the free kick near the behind post. He squares it to the opposite side of the ground, and in the right back pocket, Karasalos takes the mark. His kick was touched off the boot. It's gathered though by Ryan at half back, who kicks down the line for Mackie, and he takes the mark. Gives it to Catterall. Dabs a little kick along the ground for Day, who's got it at centre wing. Just wants to slow things up, but his kick in board is very neat for Summers. And he's got the mark between wing and half back. There's Luke Summers, and he kicks towards Jenkins, who takes a good contested mark. Still in the centre of the ground. They're on the slow build this time. Deer Park, Tchaikovsky wants it behind him, but Jenkins eventually goes by hand, gives it to Davis, who dabs a little kick out wide for Summers. And he's going to square a kick out wider for Nigel Hill, who's 70 out from goal, and kicks to Cook, who marks on the 50. And he's kicking inside 50, and Thomas, I think it is, has got forward into some space and has taken the mark in the left forward pocket, 30 metres out.
Too easy, Deer Park then. Too easy. Too many Auburn Vale players just stood back and were spectating then. That shot at goal just earlier on for Portelli, fair enough, it was a rotten kick, but they should have kept it down there. They know Deer Park were going to spread, especially across that half-back line and run the ball. They watched.
So Thomas, the kick with the right foot, not bad. Kondos with a premature fly, looked to have given away a free kick. He has. Cassar will take it in deep defence for Auburn Vale. Daniel Thomas, who had that shot, ironically played in a losing grand final side year one by Deer Park. The kick from Cassar was very dangerous, but Tenebill did well. And he was playing for Parkside that afternoon as well. He's got the free kick. The hand pass looking for Attic was atrocious, and then he slid in very dangerously to Tenebill. There's no free kick to the Deer Park player that was taken in that contest.
And hurt him too, just quietly.
The umpire comes in, will have a ball up, and the player down there is slow to get up. I think it is Jenkins, who was the man that intercepted the hand pass by Tenebill. Ball 30 out.
Bit crude, that one.
From Deer Park's goal. Tenebill doing the ruck work. Ball knocked to ground. Lever gathers in the back pocket for Auburn Vale. A little hurried kick, doesn't go to anyone in particular. Robertson gathers. Just a neat hand pass to Mackie, who kicks low with the right foot inside 50. Punched away by Doherty. Ball spills to Azzopardi. Hand pass to Lever, who fumbled. Allowed Mackie to get in and influence the contest. And now pack forms 50 out at left half forward for Deer Park. 7.5 gone, second term. Deer Park 4-8-32. Auburn one straight goal.
Yes, they need a goal. Auburn Deer Park confidence is just starting to grow, and they're starting to run and hit targets. Auburn need to do something.
Ball still inside the 50 for Deer Park. 45 out from their goal at left half forward.
Just keep attacking. Sometimes there's 5-minute periods. Auburn, I mean, it's so hard to adjust your game plan in such a short time, but if they can just adjust at the right time and attack and have numbers forward of the ball as well, otherwise Deer Park like this are just going to keep mopping up.
Auburn cleared. Karasalos gets it to Catterall, slips the Maschewski tackle, kicks to the 50, but it was over the head of Cook, and Lever takes the mark. Hand pass to Attic, who bursts away out of half back, but doesn't have much to kick to. Eventually goes looking for Lindsay, and that was a brilliantly directed ball.
They've got to stream
that well. Lindsay goes long to Safoulis towards the 50. Hill punches it away from him. Safoulis tracking it towards the boundary, but he can't keep it in. And it goes out for a boundary throw. 30 out from the Auburn Vale goal.
Bit of lunch on its way.
Boundary throw in the ruck. Mackie for Deer Park knocks it towards the boundary line, and it goes out again for a boundary throw. Auburn Vale player just losing his footing there near the boundary line. Darren Board. Summers and he involved in a little tangle, nothing much in it. Attic punches towards the goal square. There's no one home though for Deer Park. That wasn't a good option. Karasalos mops up, chips short to Thomas, who's got the ball in defensive 50. He's in the left back pocket. The kick with the right foot is okay. It's punched away by the Auburn Vale defence, but the free kick's going to go to Davis at left half back for Deer Park.
Just they've really got to put a forward squeeze on here, a forward press, Luxie, just to hold this up in their half of the ground here, Auburn Vale.
Ball goes long from the boot of Davis to the outer wing. It's not going anywhere over there. Another pack is formed, and over on the outer wing, Deer Park still lead there. 4-8-32, Auburn Vale, one straight goal. 10 minutes gone in the second term. Ball stolen away from the contest by Robertson, but he couldn't get away, and he's tackled and brought to ground, and there's a free kick for holding the ball that goes the Cobra's way. And sending them forward. Attic kicks to half forward. Lovely bit of skill down there by Mohammed. Gives it off, and now they go inside 50. Lindsay's in front. Gets an unkind bounce, but brilliantly gathers, and then almost kicked a miraculous goal from the right forward pocket. But it's cannon into the goalpost and through for a behind. That would have been one of the goals of the year.
Oh.
And now, a bad moment for Deer Park as Buttigieg Clark, I think it was, at full-back, has stepped outside the goal square when he was attempting to bring the ball back into play. So it'll be a ball up the top of the goal square. And Auburn Vale, chance to continue to put a bit of pressure on here. They're 25 points down. They need a goal just to get back into it on the scoreboard. It's knocked through, though, by the Deer Park defence for a rush behind. And Stankovic will now bring the ball back into play for Auburn Vale. In fact, no, he won't. The ball will be brought back into play by Robertson.
Ah, yes. Guarantee this will hit a target, Adam.
The right-footed Robertson.
Ah, yes.
Delightful pass for Stankovic, who clears out wide, and he's got a loose man out there in Thomas.
They spread well, Deer Park.
And he gives it to Robertson, and that's, as Evo said, the follow-up work, and he got it out wide to Ryan, who kicks
silly.
Towards the 50, and there's
silly.
a downfield free kick paid against Barry, who felled Ryan after he kicked. The free kick goes to Teal, who goes long for Deer Park towards the goal square and holds up in the breeze. Condos has got 5 to beat. There have to be some players down. The player looked like he was taken out of the contest for Deer Park. Nelson, I think it was. But there's no free kick to Deer Park, and Auburn Vale have possession, locked to himself, and then a hand pass to Maschewski. Player that's an option for him was coming to the bench. Eventually he goes long towards that player Barry, who stayed in the field of play and gathers on the wing, takes the mark, but then his kick downfield is a terrible one. And Karasalos in the road, takes the mark, and he dabs a little kick short to Catterall, who's got it between wing and half back. He centres the ball to Summers. Now he's got a player out wide in Hill, and Deer Park have got men on the overlap, far side of the ground. Hill with a loose man in plenty of space. Thomas takes the mark between wing and half forward, runs to 60 out from goal, kicks inside 50, Cook dives to the mark, doesn't quite bring it in, and Mischewski's able to come behind him and kick out towards the boundary line with a soccer effort where it goes out, 70 out from Deer Park's goal at left half forward.
They're costing themselves, aren't they, Auburn Vale, by the turnovers, going forward a couple of times, not hitting targets, but Deer Park then just get possession, run and spread wide, and Auburn Vale just aren't working again off the ball.
Thomas sends them inside 50 Deer Park, but Doherty was in the road for Auburn Vale. Takes the mark, dangerous kick across ground. It's a good kick. He measured it well for Spatolisano, who hand passes to Locke, who dabs a kick to Cassar. He's got it at half back. He doesn't really have anything to kick to. Eventually goes long down towards Lindsay.
Nice kick.
Lindsay is marked between wing and half forward. There's a Deer Park player down, Davis, who was felled off the ball there. The kick goes inside 50. It's gathered down in defence by Buttigieg Clark at half-back. Hand pass to Stankovic. Stankovic by hand. And Deer Park come out of defence. Mitchell all over the back of his opponent Jenkins there has given away a free kick. And it'll come back to Jenkins, who's got it on the wing.
It's again that far side of the ground here where they're going to go. The contest might be in here.
Jenkins' kick not good. He kicked it straight to Sefoulis.
Here's their chance.
He can run through centre half forward. He goes to the left-footed torpedo. Lindsay and Stankovic down there. Stankovic drops the mark that he should have taken. Lindsay didn't get a kind ricochet. It goes out of bounds and it'll be thrown back in. 10 around from Auburn Vale's goal. Deer Park 4-9-33. Auburn Vale 1-2-8. And we're midway through the second term. Boundary thrown. Ball comes almost to Robertson. It's eventually goes to Buttigieg Clark, who has a bounce, carries the ball out of defensive 50, has another bounce. Now he's run into trouble. Tries to hand pass it to Tchaikovsky, who put his head over the ball but didn't get it cleanly. Now he's tackling Portell and he's given away a free kick.
Oh, there's no advantage there, umpire.
The umpire played advantage, which was poor umpiring in the end. And Tchaikovsky comes away for Deer Park. Left foot kick out wide. Thomas leaves it for Day. He can have a bounce. He'll use his left foot, and he uses it pretty well, looking for his target out there in Teal, who takes a good mark, 60 out at left half forward. Works onto his right foot. Couple of options down there, and Jenkins climbs up and takes a good mark, 35 out directly in front.
Causing them a few headaches down that forward line is Big Jenko, been very, very good in his ability to find space inside that 50 there as a big man. All the pressures are obviously being applied to Kondos and to Cook, but Shane Jenkins, experience of Shane Jenkins is very good, and he is really starting to cause some problems for the Auburn Vale defence.
He comes in with the right foot and it just sneaks in. Jenkins gets his first. Deer Park their fifth. They're 5-9-39. They lead by 31 points. Auburn Vale 1-2-8.
Well, they just haven't got the answers here, Auburn Vale. They've had opportunities going forward quite a few times. The defence of Deer Park is very strong, very smart, and they've withstood everything that Auburn Vale have thrown at them. Probably a bit unlucky just a moment or so ago. The advantage, I don't believe, was there for them. The free kick should have been back, but even just earlier on, Sefoulis did that big barrel going to goal instead of just even kicking it into space for Lindsay to run onto. But they desperately do need a goal now, Auburn Vale.
Ball back in the centre. Mitchell in the ruck. It's knocked down to ground. Barry came through. Day ducks under the tackle, gets one high. And Christian Dale take the free kick in the centre of the ground, uses his non-preferred right foot, sends it out wide for Catterall, who's in plenty of space. Kicks long towards Kondos at the top of the 50. Teal is down there as well. Good punch away by Cassar. Machevsky gathers for Deer Park. Well tackled though. And they eventually clear to the Cobras through Jamie Sirianni, but his kick goes to no one in particular, and Day's able to take another mark. And he kicks out wide again for Catterall. And he's got it 65 out from Deer Park's goal at right half forward.
Well, you know, the luxury the Deer Park have got it at the moment. They've got Day, they've got Stankovic just sitting in further behind the ball. Stankovic is playing further back in defence at the moment, but if they start blazing away Auburn Vale, they're going to be in big trouble.
Summers to the 50.
It's too strong, too good.
That time Kondos outpoints Cassar and takes a lovely mark in the right forward pocket. He's 25 metres out, about a metre or two inside the boundary, so it'll be a testing shot for Jimmy Kondos, who has 2 goals this afternoon so far. Cassar hasn't done a bad job on him though, but Kondos has kicked and
he's kicked that.
Didn't strike it all that well, but it swerves through. And Kondos's 3rd goal gives Deer Park a 37-point lead. They're 6-9-45, Auburn Vale 1-2-8.
That's one of the ugliest kicks you've ever done, Jimmy, I think. But
mark that one down as a mongrel.
But the result was what you wanted. That was a good finish. Just too strong in the end. You're right. Cass has done a good job down there at the moment. He's been under pressure a bit. They've brought the ball into Kondos's area quite a fair bit. The Deer Park Lions, but nothing he could do in that situation. And that was just too good by James.
Ball in the centre, bounce down. It's knocked down by Mitchell to Attic. He gets the clearance for the Cobras. Karasalos going back with a fly to the ball, just turned at the wrong time, dropped the mark. Portelli came through, couldn't get it cleanly. Clicks was there for Deer Park. He couldn't get a kind bounce either. Eventually the ball spills to the Auburn Vale 50, where a pack forms and the umpire comes in and will ball it up. Deer Park 6-9-45. Auburn Vale 1-2-8. 18 3/4 minutes gone. Second quarter, the Wrfl Division 2 Grand Final. Ball knocked to ground. Portelli gathers for Auburn Vale. Kicks to the goal square again. Karasalos was there. Didn't take the mark. Muhammad tries to gather and tries to get out of trouble. He's well tackled down there. Tchaikovsky was a bull down there doing some very good tackling work. Eventually comes out the back of the pack. Chance for Spatolisano, but Summers bounces off him, did well. Hair pass goes to Thomas. He gives it to Nelson. Nelson by hand to Summers, going through the middle. Doherty came through with a hip and shoulder. It took him high. And Summers will get a free kick on the defensive side of the centre square.
Dangerous time here for Auburn Vale. Deer Park are starting to run and run hard.
Summers kicks to Robertson, who's just too far out to score. Takes the mark just centre square. He sends it out wide, and Day's got the footy. Kicks to half forward, and Cook takes a good low down mark. Wants to play on quickly. He does so. Kicks to the left foot. It hugs the boundary line. Jenkins there. Jamie Sirianni with a good punch down. And Mitchell, the ruckman, gathers for Auburn Vale. Gives it to Maschewski, who kicks to half back, looking for Attic. He can't take the mark. Clicks, gathers, bursts into space. Kicks long towards the 50. Cook is down there. Good punch away from him by Maschewski. Michevsky has it for Deer Park. He's run down in the tackle. And Auburn Vale clear out towards the boundary line. But it seems so similar again. This time Day's all on his own. Gives it to Robertson, who runs to 50, goes long towards the goal square. Cook and Kondos are there. And Cook barreled into Cassar, Kondos's man, and that left Kondos free. And he takes a very good mark directly in front, 5 metres out.
How strong was that by Jimmy Kondos there? Lee Cook was 100 miles an hour at that contest too, but Jimmy stood the ground, comes in.
He kicks goal number 4, and Deer Park lead by 43 points. They're 7-9-51. Auburn Vale 1-2-8 at the 20-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, look, I think obviously it is fair to say now they've tried what they've had to try, Auburn Vale. You're just not going to even get close on a scoreboard if you're just going to have that many numbers sitting behind the play and kick it down towards your end of the ground, and you got the Deer Park players, of quality players, just mopping up and drilling it back into the forward line. Time for Auburn Vale to change things around and go for an all-out attack now, win by a point.
I reckon they have. Tom, you have a look at the forward line. They've thrown a few blokes around here. Mohammed's gone down forward. I think Doherty's gone down forward, so they've actually got a forward line of 6 now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, win by a point or get beat by 100, one or the other.
Ball in the middle of the ground. Day has been terrific, gets the clearance. Machevsky gathers for Deer Park. Hand pass to Nelson. It's all one-way traffic. Bouncing ball inside 50. Sirianni was there for Auburn Vale. That was Jamie Sirianni. Hand pass to John Sirianni. Went without the football. Kondos bumped off Parsons, kept it alive. Day attacks it, can't get a kind bounce or can't get clean hands on it. Machevsky couldn't either. It's kept alive. It flicked back out to Day, a little high kick, which doesn't go far. Nelson there for Deer Park. He socketed it off the ground again, and Daniel Nelson
well done.
has kicked a second miracle goal. And Deer Park now by 49 points. They're 8-9-57, Auburn Vale 1-2-8.
Well, we talk about young Kevin Clicks. Young Daniel Nelson is an absolute quality youngster, the son of Bluey Nelson, who was a Deer Park legend for many years. He's a very, very good player, and the 2 goals he has kicked Nelson have just been that touch of freakishness about him from the other end in that first quarter to that kick in mid-air, then to get that through for his 2nd goal.
49-point lead to the Lions, who are running amok at the moment. Mackey in the ruck, Barry hand pass to Azzopardi, ducks under the tackle of Day. Now he's collared at ground level. The Day's going to be rewarded.
Yeah, good umpiring.
He's played a super game, Tomsy. He's Christian Day so far. He's in the middle of the ground, and he's going to be able to send the Lions forward. I think he leads the game in.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Slow down motions with his hands. Christian Day does it every time he has a football. He gets it to Stankovic, who's got a heap of space. Kicks to the 50. He was looking for Teal, but in the road was Safoulis, who goes long with the left foot looking for Doherty, but Stankovic is all on his own. Takes the mark in between wing and half back and goes back to Christian Day, who again has it at half back. He's going to just chip it short to Stankovic, and this is all a bit easy for Deer Park, and he dabs it down the line for Tchaikovsky, who comes on a long lead down the outer wing. He might even be able to dab it to Robertson. In fact, he's going to bring it inboard to Mackey, and Mackey's got it scoreboard side of the ground. Very precise foot passing here from Deer Park, and Mackey goes to Robertson, and expect that to continue. And he goes the right foot and finds Jenkins, and he marks it half forward, and he spears it inside 50, and they've got a mark to Cook. So they've kept the ball with about 8 short passes, Deer Park, and are going to go back and have a shot for goal through Lee Cook, who's directly in front at centre half forward.
You wind up a little bit here on this left foot, Cookie. You go on that bit of an arc around just to get that extra bit of distance.
To make the margin 55 points.
Usually kicks high. He'll kick long distance, will probably be okay.
The kick on its way. He gives it a good thump, but it tails away late. Might even be kept
Still
back
alive.
in. No, it isn't. It's a behind.
No.
8-10-58. Deer Park, Auburn Vale 1-2-8. 50 points. The margin at half-time, or almost near half-time. We're at the 24.5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, they just need to get another goal, Auburn Vale. You know, the scorelines, Deer Park have obviously dominated in the 2nd quarter again. Auburn Vale have had plenty of the football, just haven't been able to capitalise.
And it goes short to Jamie Sirianni, who takes the mark in the left back pocket.
What I don't want to see, or what we don't want to see now, is Auburn Vale just stand around spectating. Continue the hard work, boys. It's a grand final.
They're in real trouble at the moment.
Oh,
They've got it in the middle of the ground. Safoulis is tackled very well by Cook, who has won a ball up in the middle of the ground. Deer Park a metre or so in attack. They lead by 50 points, 25 gone, 2nd term. Bly came through, couldn't gather it. Hand pass by Hill to Thomas. Thomas dabs a kick to Cook, who missed his last shot at goal. Now he's got plenty of time to have a bounce. He can run to 30 metres out. He kicks a left-footed ball, which doesn't spin all that well off the boot, but it goes through anyhow. And Cook gets the goal, and Deer Park lead by 56 points. 25 3/4 minutes gone, 2nd term.
Yeah, he loves those moments. Lee Cook, bit of space in front of him. He's very mobile, very quick for a big man. He's getting on in age a little bit now. Is Leroy, but very good in that area. And the open goals there, the space in front of him was actually something that he does love doing, and didn't let him down.
9-10-64 to 1-2-8. 26 minutes gone, 2nd term. Tennebill knocks it to ground. Lindsay gets one in the back. Free kick, Cobras, middle of the ground.
Yeah, have a look down to their forward line at the moment. Auburn Vale very stagnant, very slow moving.
Lindsay short to Barry, who's got some time and space. His kick inside 50, a poor one. And it's chopped off down there by Ryan, who takes the mark, gives it by hand to Hill, who comes away out of defence. He goes to the left foot kick looking for Thomas. That wasn't a good kick, and it goes out of bounds on the bounce for a throw-in between wing and half forward for Auburn Vale. 27 minutes gone, 2nd term. Deer Park 9-10-64. Auburn Vale 1-2-8. Kondos with 4 and Nelson 2 for Deer Park. Ball comes down to Robertson, who's tackled high by Tennebill. And it'll be a free kick to Christopher Robertson at left half back for Deer Park.
Players just finding space far too easily now.
Robertson goes short to Hill.
Stankovic a long way from the contest over this grandstand side, but he's pushed forward all by himself. And there's a huge chance at some stage in the next seconds or so that he will get the football.
They go long Deer Park. It's a half forward. They've dominated this grand final so far. They might be able to add another goal here as Nelson gives it to Mackie, who gives it back to Nelson, who's kicked 2 miraculous goals. He's about to kick a third almost. No, the siren got in the road and stopped him in his tracks. He had a shot which was wide anyway, but he'll be pleased to know that his side have almost an unattainable lead here at half-time. They lead by 56 points. They're 9-10-64. Auburn Vale 1-8. Some banter between the two sides. Interesting, just as they're going to their respective huddles before the half-time break. Deer Park 9-10-64. Auburn Vale 1-8. For Deer Park, Kondos with 4, Nelson 2, 1 each to Clicks, Jenkins and Cook, while Sheriff Mohammed has Auburn Vale's only goal.
Borg and Trudowski have a bit of a handshake in the middle of the ground before proceedings commence.
Deer Park have got a 7-man forward line, so Adam Cass to actually go and man someone up. It's a
good.
Despicable bounce by the umpire, and maybe he'll be able to present it for the ruckman this time, which he does. The much easier throw up. Should do that more often. Day knocks it forward for Deer Park. Bouncing ball to half forward. Machevsky, clever hands to Summers. Deer Park go forward and they go deep forward, and Summers gets a terrific goal. And it's a disastrous start to the second half for Auburn Vale. And Luke Summers gets his first goal from Deer Park at 10-10-70. Auburn Vale 1-8.
Yeah, good work out of the centre straight away. Good finish. Lukey Summers once again having a inspirational game, I reckon. He leads from the front, gets under the skin of a lot of opposition teams, opposition players, but always concentrates hard on the football when it's there to be won. And the finish off then from that clearance from the centre was fantastic.
All back in the centre, and good umpiring. Throw it up. Don't take a risk with another shocking bounce. And Doherty gets the clearance for Auburn Vale. Kicks to half forward. Portelli comes to meet it. Has it knocked away from him and has to find the boundary line. Ryan was pursuing him, and it goes out for a boundary throw-in. Ball between wing and half forward for the Cobras, who trail by 62 points at the minute and a half mark of the third term. Back of the pack, Day. Lovely hands to Robertson. His kick was smothered by Doherty. And Doherty looked like he tripped Robertson, who's gone down injured behind play. The ball is at half forward for Auburn Vale. It's hand passed along the ground to Azapati, who gives it to Mohammed. Mohammed by hand to John Sirianni, who kicks around the corner, bouncing ball. Stankovic missed it, and almost a chance down there for the Cobras. Azapati latches onto it, kicks to the left foot. They've got another poster. Auburn Vale 1-3-9. Deer Park 10-10-70.
A quick movement from the point situation here by Deer Park. Auburn Vale very, very slow to respond. Gives them the loose numbers.
Stankovic to Ryan to Thomas. And the former Magpie breaks down the outer side, kicks from half back. Machevsky the target. Ball bounces over his head and through the legs almost to Jenkins. Kept alive down there though, very nicely for Deer Park by Clicks, who got one high. I think he's going to get a free kick. 70 out at right half forward. Low kick to the top of the 50, and Machevsky gets down low and takes the mark. Bobby Machevsky, and he's going to go back and have a shot for goal from 55 out.
Having a reasonably quiet day so far. Bosco Bobby Machevsky, centre half forward in the team of the year, but doesn't matter. His teammates are doing the job for him, and we know that he can turn it on pretty quickly, Machevsky. So gets this one through, the confidence will grow pretty quickly.
He's at right half forward. He's going to kick from beyond the 50. The kick on its way with the right foot. It's not a bad looking effort. It's just across the face and through from behind. Deer Park 10-11-71. Auburn Vale 1-3-9. 3 minutes gone in the third term. It's been a very good performance from Deer Park so far. Addict to himself, and then some trickery from the point kick in, and then he kicks looking for Mitchell. He just overheaded a touch. Cook keeps it in for Deer Park and actually lost his footing near the boundary line, and is in the end happy to see it go over, which it does. At left half forward for Deer Park. Boundary thrown, Jenkins and Mitchell to do the ruck work. Jenkins got a hand on it, Barry couldn't get it. Day tried to burst through. He's collared in a tackle and the umpire will come in and either bounce or throw it up.
What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for a throw up, but he actually bounced it reasonably that time. Mitchell knocked it to ground. Tchaikovsky came through, socked it away by Doherty out towards the boundary line, and it goes out for a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for Deer Park. It's been a pretty dull couple of minutes of football. Boundary throw in, it's not forward. Maschewski tries to gather for Auburn. Tchaikovsky is there, skiing around the football. Guy comes in and will have another stoppage.
Just look, they've got a couple of loose players behind the play here, Auburn Vale, but it's still Deer Park have got a couple of outside riders further over to the side of the ground. If they get it, they're going to quickly give it over to, and they're going to bring themselves undone here, Auburn Vale.
Attic tried to break away from the stoppage. He was collared. Free kick advantage paid to Deer Park, gathered by Kondos after the kick forward by Day. They get a kind bounce to Deer Park, and they're almost able to get a shot at goal through Teal, but it's thrust through by the Cobra defence for a behind, and it's brought in back by Locke, but his kick was too slow through the air and allowed Day to come in from the side and punch it out for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, just the back on what I was getting at, the loose Auburn Vale players are just sitting 15-20 metres off the stoppages, off the contest here. They're in no man's land, to be quite honest. They're better off being creative, trying to get across. At least if they win possession, they could be away in some sort of attacking move.
Deer Park have gone forward. Jamie Sirianni's dropped a mark he should have taken, and capitalising on the spill is Bobby Maciejewski, who gets an 11th goal for Deer Park. And they now lead by 69 points. They're 11-12-78. Auburn Vale 139.
As we just mentioned about Maciejewski just earlier on, his confidence can grow very, very quickly, and it has just sent. He missed one about 5 minutes ago, and that snap then was a real good kick of the football, and he's going to be one that they're going to have to watch very closely over the next 10-15 minutes, I would suggest.
Ball back in the centre. Mitchell and Mackie to do the ruck work. 69-point lead for Deer Park. The bounce favours Mackie, who knocks it to ground. It's socked forward by Auburn Vale. John Sirianni went without it. Mohammed comes through and gathers, turns onto his left side, dabs a kick inside the 50. Mackie went back for Deer Park, drops the mark. Chance for Formosa, a little kick forward. Aaron Borg actually it was who socketed it forward, but Deer Park defend very well. Karasalos gets the hand pass to Stankovic, who kicks out wide to Day, who's in acres of space on the outer wing, has a couple of bounces, then kicks to the right foot. It's a long ball towards the 50. Teal backing back almost to the mark. Didn't claim it in the end. A couple of bodies crash in. Click steals it away. Kicks off the outside of his right foot, and Deer Park have another. And Auburn Vale looking very sorry for themselves now as the Lions have broken out to a 75-point lead, 12-12-84 to 139.
Well, I've said it before, but he's one of the most exciting young small forwards I've seen in the competition, especially Division 2. For many, many years, young Clicks, absolutely exciting, and not just at ground level. His foot skills and hand and foot skills are so quick, but overhead, he's not bad overhead. He can take a decent grab as well, and that was a beautiful little snap that the Auburn Vale defence could do nothing about.
Ball in the centre, knocked down by Mackie, who goes in and gets the secondary ball, and then Day bounces off a couple of bodies and gathers, kicks around the corner. That was terrific. And Buttigieg Clark's in acres of space. He can feed Clicks. He can have another shot at goal. He doesn't want to. He wants to share it back to Buttigieg Clark, which was unselfish, but he's coughed it up. He missed the hand pass, and Parsons clears short space of ground for Auburn Vale. Buttigieg Clark keeps it in, some nifty little soccer skills to try and get it to a teammate. Eventually a pack forms 40 out from Deer Park's goal at right half forward.
You get kicked out of the forward line union movement, Whitey, if he keeps that hand passing young Clicks.
Yeah, no need to hand pass, son.
Yeah,
put it on your boot.
It's alive inside the 50. The back of the stoppage is chasing after it again. His Clicks. He was bundled out of the way that time by Tennerville. Barry gathers, hand pass to John Sirianni, who gives it to Formosa, whose kick forward is a shocker, and Mackie was one of three Deer Park players who were best placed to take that mark. He hands it off to Karasalos, who's got Tchaikovsky forward, but he doesn't hit that kick well, and has a party in the road for Auburn Vale. And then he kicks well and finds Mohammed on the outer wing. Scoreboard side of the ground. He dabs a kick short to Doherty, who's got it between halfback and wing for Auburn-Vale, but they're so static and slow, and he's got nothing to kick to. His kick was okay. He gets it back, and now he spears the ball into the corridor for Barry.
Yeah, he's got to come in, he's got to look sideways here, and they've got to run it even this grandstand side of the ground here.
Barry by hand to Doherty, the kick to Formosa. It wasn't Formosa, John Sirianni gets it across to Formosa. He went without the football, though. He was able to tap it away from Clicks, then he gave it to Maschewski. Maschewski to Parsons, whose hand pass is blocked by Machevsky, and gathered by Teal, hand pass to Day, now to Tchaikovsky.
Oh, look, he's by himself
Left
down
foot
there.
Kick inside 50. Kondos marks, can waltz into the goal square and add a 5th goal. And Deer Park 13-12-90 lead Auburn-Vale 139. The margin is 81 points at the 9.5-minute mark of the 3rd term.
Make no mistake, that pressure up on the wing here was outstanding by the Deer Park team, then to force Auburn-Vale into that turnover, and just to get that forward. Obviously, the Deer Park player was Kasser, I think, had pushed further up the ground to just try and get involved with his teammates, but unfortunately doing that left Kondos unattended, and with the turnover there, a very easy goal that Jimmy Kondos could get there. None easier than that.
Ball back in the centre, Mackie knocks it to ground. Spatolisano's there for Auburn-Vale, slung to the ground by Day, and the ball not coming out in time for the umpire. We'll have a ball up in the centre of the ground. And so they bounce down, which Mackie has a good fly at, knocks it to ground. It ricochets off the shins of Robertson. There's a Lion Summers getting to know each other in the middle of the ground. And I was in full view of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was too. Yeah, I don't blame him. Just quietly.
Fly, part of his upper body, contacted another part of Summers' upper body there at one stage. The umpire didn't see that. It's all above the neck.
He's not happy, Lukey Summers, and I don't blame him. Just quietly, that's still a little bit crude. A little bit crude.
One thing you can't say about Blind Summers there, that they aren't picking on people that aren't their own size, at least. Deer Park go forward. Kondos standing under it, punched away from him by Kassar. Ball spills loose inside the attacking 50 for Deer Park. Levers on hands and knees, then stood up, which was athletic, but he gave it to Jamie Sirianni. His kick was smothered there. Forward pressure, superb. Deer Park, Teal with a soccer off the ground, but it's across the face and through for a behind. Deer Park 13-13-91, Auburn-Vale 139.
Well done by Teal there. Well done that smother. The second effort, third effort, fantastic.
They've kept it in here, Deer Park. It's gathered by Day, who shoots from 45 out with the right foot and misses. 13-14-92, Auburn-Vale 139.
Plenty of interchange rotations going on still from the Deer Park bench at the moment. Auburn-Vales have come to a bit of a halt.
Ball goes short to Doherty, who dabs a kick to Locke, spoiled by Robertson, chasing after it. Teal looked like he was taking it out the football. The umpire says no, boundary throw. 45 out from Auburn-Vale's goal. It's Deer Park 13-14-92, Auburn-Vale 139. Jenkins in the ruck, knocks it forward. Doherty gathers defensive side of the pack for Auburn-Vale. Get his hands up in the tackle, got it to Parsons, who hands off to Bly, who kicks with the right foot, but it goes straight to Ryan, who takes the mark. Goes back by hand to Hill, who dabs the kick, middle of the ground to Ryan, to Tchaikovsky, who went to ground. He's tackled, got a little kick away, although it wasn't in time, said the umpire. The free kick will go to Attic, who's on the defensive side in the centre square for the Cobras, and he goes short by foot to Barry, takes the mark in the centre circles. But he's going to go short to Mohammed, who's made space inside the centre square. Can send Auburn-Vale into their attacking half. He kicks to Spatolisano, who gets there before Buttigieg Clark and gets a kick away, which slews off the side of his boot and out of bounds on the full. Nothing going right for the Cobras. The free kick taken by Catterall, who dabs a kick to Powell, who's in defensive 50 for Deer Park and swings it out wide. He's got a loose man out there. It's Mackie, who can have a couple of bounces, the ruckman. Gives it to Robertson, who punches out a very neat hand pass for Thomas. And Thomas has got it at half forward. He kicks long to Kondos. He'll have 3 to beat again. He almost won again that time. Doherty gets the spill though to Tannenberg. Clever tap to Kassar. Cassar by hand to Parsons, and Parsons squeezes out a kick to Lever, who knew Jenkins was coming and dropped the mark, and then Jenkins knocked it forward towards the forward pocket, but straight to Parsons, and Parsons was able to squeeze a kick to Jamie Sirianni, who busts a tackle, but then Teal slides in and forces it over the boundary line, where it'll be thrown back in on the Deer Park 50 at right half forward. Lions 13-14-92, Auburn Vale 139.
Apart from a lot of his teammates, a lot of them, Daniel Thomas has been good today. I think he's won a lot of the hardball too throughout the day, especially when the heat was on early in the game.
Chesky from the boundary throw and gathers from Deer Park. He's tackled well by Locke. Free kick holding the ball. Locke will take it. He hand passes to Doherty from half back. He kicks long in the Adam Borg direction. Also there's Safoulis, who can't gather cleanly. And it goes out for another boundary throw it on the outer wing. 13-14-92, Deer Park, Auburn Vale 139, the margin 83 points. And we played 15 minutes in the third quarter.
Well, what was the qualifying final margin?
129 points.
129. I reckon we're going to go close to busting that today.
I reckon it's going to be a bit more.
Yep. Yep.
Auburn Vale probably just need to put something on the scoreboard. The score of 139 at this stage, not good in a grand final. They're going forward here. Portelli shrugged off an opponent, but Catterall gets back to help his defence. Gives it to Stankovic, and now the floodgates are opening downfield for Deer Park. They should be able to get the advantage. Running Clark, but no, the umpires.
Umpires called it back for the free kick, I think.
It's going to be a downfield free kick, and it's going to go Buttigieg Clark's way. And I think Lindsay, yes, and I think the umpire just pulling him back to the mark. Frustrating afternoon.
Atmosphere's as flat as a tack, boys.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just quietly.
Yeah.
you could drop a pin down here where I'm standing with the crowd and you'd hear it hit the deck.
Buttigieg Clark at half back, he tries to measure it, looking for Davis. It went over his head. Safoulis marks. Mohammed a chance. The kick was poor. Hill spoils, then Safoulis has to gather the rebound. He's ripped up in a couple of very good tackles. Nigel Hill with a good second effort. Strong at Safoulis and forces a ball up in the centre of the ground. Mitchell and Grogan do the ruck work that time. Robertson gets a kick forward, which ricochets off the cranium of an opponent. It spills to ground level. Spotolosano's over the football. Robertson wants a free kick for holding the ball. The umpire says no, it'll be balled up on centre wing.
Just, they can't even manufacture a goal at the moment, the Cobras.
Grogan in the ruck against Mitchell. Good body work by Catterall. A little toed ball through for Buttigieg Clark, who sends a torpedo punt inside 50. It goes a long way. Condos sprawls for the mark. Almost took it. His second effort was good. He was taken high. Magnificent play by Condos. If he took the mark, it would have been an absolute ripper, but his agility to get back on his feet and then be attacking the football was superb. He plays on, runs around, and too easily gets his 6th goal of the afternoon, and Deer Park's 14th. They're 14-14-98. Auburn Vale 139. It's
the beauty of Jimmy Condos over the years. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth now, but his agility, as you touched on, his second efforts, third efforts to be able to bounce back, and that would have been a brilliant mark to just grab that at full steam at the ground level, but bounce back up straight away to stay involved in the contest. So very, very hard to match up on, obviously, over the years.
Ball back in the centre. Grogan in the ruck against Mitchell. Mitchell wins the knockdown. It's gathered, though, by Buttigieg Clark, who gets out of trouble, has a bounce, carries the ball inside 50 with his lemon-coloured boots. Now can stop and prop. He kicks for goal. It would have been an extraordinary grand final story in itself, that goal from Sean Buttigieg Clark. But unfortunately, we'll have to tell the story down the track about how the time he had 5 bounces, ran inside 50 and then kicked out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, no happy ending there, Luxie.
Locke will bring the ball back into play from the back pocket. He kicks to half back. There's all Deer Park there, and a magnificent mark taken by Cook, who spun in the air as he went to ground and has claimed the mark at left half forward.
Cookie's another one who would love to tell a big story come grand final day too. There's a chance he will kick this. Going to kick some pretty hard goals over the years.
Tough
Just some
effort.
easy ones.
Tough effort made even more difficult by the added hair on Roy Lever's head, but he was able to get it over as he was attempting to spoil. It's gone through for behind. 14-15-99. Deer Park, Auburn-Vale 139. It's 90 points to the margin. Attic to Cassar, back to Attic. He's at least trying to create something. He kicks to Lever at half-back, who takes the mark. Lever now sends an ugly-looking kick to Formosa, who has it at half-back for the Cobras. He kicks down the wing, looking for Spatolisano, punched away by Powell. Cook is there and ripped to the ground. Powell comes through and fits out a hand pass. Barry, they'll gather it for the Cobras. Hand pass goes back to Formosa, and then he brings it to Attic, who has it spoiled away from him by Summers. Now he's taken high to be almost driven into the ground there by Cook, who plays on and is tackled by Attic. That was very good from Ibrahim Attic, who has been by an extraordinarily long distance their best player today. Clicks has it now though at half or at wing for Deer Park. Gives it to Day, who sends a kick inside 50, but Locke is back there for Auburn-Vale, takes the mark. It's been okay, Locke, but his kick is turned over to Cook, who shoots to the left foot and kicks another behind. 14-16-100 Deer Park, Auburn-Vale 139. 91 points to the margin, 20 minutes gone, third term.
How much distance does Dean Stankovic cover per game? He is up and down the ground, full on, and not just an amble. He sprints up, grabs off the ball, he'll sprint back to pick up his opponent. Sensational.
Attic to Bly, good pressure from Day. Kick out wide by Bly, not good. Thomas marks on the 50. Right foot kick going forward, is out on the full load.
They're just starting to leerise a little bit at the moment, the Deer Park team. Everyone wants to ping it to the goals.
I think they're lining up for the video, so as during Mad Monday they can have a look at themselves getting a goal.
I think so, Kev, I think so.
Thomas to Kondos, he's got plenty, takes the advantage, kicks left-footed, it bounces just inside the boundary line and out for a boundary throw into the left forward pocket. Deer Park by 91 points, played 21 minutes in the final quarter. Boundary throw in, Jenkins punches it forward. It's gathered by Kondos, a left foot snap, which just goes inside the behind post and through for a behind. 14-17-101, Deer Park, Auburn-Vale 139. The margin is 92 points, played 22 minutes. Attic to Locke, long kick towards the wing. Hill came through and sees it over the boundary line with Portelli there, and will be thrown back into play on centre wing.
Andrew Muscat, I dare ask this, but how many inside 50s to Deer Park?
Deer Park have had 48 inside 50s to Auburn-Vale 15.
And they're going inside 50 again. Catterall tries to measure it for Kondos, who reached up a hand, couldn't take the mark. He's got a supporting crummer in Teal, who does brilliantly, and it kicks through the boundary line and it just spins across the face. They almost got another miracle goal. They're 14-18-102, Auburn-Vale 139.
Yeah, just blazing away, just a touch at the moment, as you would. Pressure's off them. Pressure's off them, unfortunately, for Auburn-Vale. Deer Park are just starting to absolutely dictate anything they want to do at the moment.
Locke from full-back goes short to Mohammed, who takes the mark in the back pocket.
Geez, they zone very well. Confidence has obviously been super high all year in that area, the defensive part of their game, Deer Park, but their zoning, they've allowed Auburn-Vale no room to kick out.
Day has sent them forward. Catterall's almost taken a very good mark. It comes to Parsons for Auburn-Vale. He's wrapped up in a tackle, almost threw it out. Buttigieg Clark near the boundary line. Clever right-footed kick. I think he was looking for Kondos. He just didn't quite get enough bend on it. Cassar has it for Auburn-Vale, tackled by Kondos. Cassar hand passes it out to the boundary line, where it'll be thrown back into play in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, good work by Jimmy Kondos there. Buttigieg Clark, yeah, I think you're right. You'd hope that he was looking for the coach. Squaring it up.
Boundary thrown, it's not to ground level. Spilled out towards the boundary line. The hand pass goes out there. Summers is around the contest there. It's going to go out for a boundary throw-in. And thrown into play. Jenkins in the ruck. knocks it to ground. The hand pass comes to the back of the pack for Tchaikovsky. It goes through his legs. He shrugs the tackle out, just too strong. He's got a loose man. This will be a goal.
Yeah.
Dale running to the 50.
I think
He's
you're
a
spot
lovely
on there.
kick. He's actually going to use his non-preferred left foot. Actually, I don't know which is his preferred foot.
Beautiful. Beautiful to watch.
He's a super player, and he has kicked his first goal of the afternoon. And Deer Park 16-17, 113 lead Auburn-Vale 139.
Well, it probably just stops about a 6-7 minute period of frustration there for Deer Park, where they were just bombing away a goal. Everyone having a bit of a try to put their name on the score sheet as well. But Day then just showed how you do it. That was absolutely magnificent. You're right. It's at his opposite side of the body that he kicked that with, Luxie, or his preferred side. It was just spot on with it. Muskie, just quickly.
I should say the scoreboard actually wrong. It's 15-18, 108 to 139. The margin 99 points.
Yeah, Christian Day, sorry, Muskie.
Christian Day has had 23 kicks and 6 hand passes.
We've got a text here from one of our fans out there listening. What is the lowest grand final score ever? Now, we don't know that one, Muskie. We're going to have to give you that job if you can work that out in the next 30 seconds. Would be great to.
Oh, good on you.
Just leave Muskie be, mate. He's just passed me a note. Christian Day's working at 90% disposal efficiency. The ball goes forward, Auburn into attack. Bouncy ball at half forward. It's gathered there almost by Sirianni. He's got help from Azzopardi, who went to ground, and Davis smothers him in a tackle. And the umpire comes in and will ball it up at right half forward. Day actually coming off for a bit of a spell. Ball knocked forward. Summers chasing after it near the interchange bench.
We could see that was going to happen.
Into over, and now Thomas has tackled him to the ground, and now Bly's tackled Thomas to the ground off the ball. And it'll be a free kick here, one way or another. Actually, Attic tried to actually cool that situation down, which was good by him. He's involved in the build-up to it. They've got the possession. Doherty to Barry. There's a free kick going here, the way of Auburn-Vale to Barry, and it's going to be a 50-minute penalty as well against Nelson, who has no idea what has caused that, but Auburn-Vale are going to have a shot at goal, and it'll be Shane Barry to take it.
Just whether the free kick, the 50 metres was there or not, just the work then of Clicks and Nelson, the two young guys of this team, to run down their Auburn-Vale opponents was sensational. Give it a free kick away, but geez, they worked hard.
Barry gave it to Doherty. He's gone inside 50, and they've got a mark. No, the umpire's not paying
it.
The umpire, really in tune with the spirit of the contest.
That's right.
That time wanted to try and impress the umpiring advisors with a technically correct decision. I don't think they agree with the decision either. I think they thought it was a mark too. But anyway, ball alive inside 50. They're getting a shot at goal. Darren Borg, a left-footed snap. Doesn't go far though. And Deer Park defend reasonably well. It's punched away from Bly, and Summers gathers for Deer Park. Grogan there as well. Stankovic on hands and knees to Davis, to Thomas, a little hurried kick. Ricochets to Powell, who was very clever to tap it away from trouble, but now he's diving on the football and wrapped up. The umpire will ball it up at centre half forward for the Cobras.
Yeah, that's a chance, one of the chances they've had in this second half so far to try and get a goal on the board.
Absolutely diabolical bounce, favours Deer Park, who go forward with a torpedo punt from Powell. Bouncy ball gathered by Lever. It's not gathered. He taps it onto Formosa, who turns back into trouble, has nowhere to go. He's kicked it out of bounds, and that should be deliberate. And it won't be. See it that way. Boundary throw-in. 80 out from Deer Park's goal at left half forward. They have been superb. Lead by 89 points. Knocked down by 10 Bill, straight to Clicks. Hurry kick forward. Lever very casually. There's a tackle on the ball that time. There's a free kick that's going to go Auburn-Vale's way though for over the shoulder. They're going to get it at 50 as Buddingham Clark went to have a shot at goal and effectively wasted time. So Auburn-Vale will have possession deep in the centre square.
Yeah, definitely 50 metres there, and team rules, you give the 50 away, you're off the ground. Buddingham Clark, I think a little bit lazy there. He knew the free kick was an Auburn-Vale player's free kick.
Leave it a Barry to Safoulis, who runs through the centre square, kicks inside 50. Stankovic did well, but didn't gather, but Thomas was there to help out. Gets it to Powell. The kicks to the wing where Jenkins gets an unholy bounce, but might be able to keep it in. He does near the wing, and then kicks well to Cook at half forward. He's 60 out from goal. He's gone close to kicking a goal in this quarter numerous times. He dabs it short to Tchaikovsky, and he kicks it to Catterall, who's got forward to mark 35 metres out directly in front.
Skinny Catterall, no goals next to his name just yet. In about 10 seconds, I reckon there will be.
This to extend the margin past 100 points. Catterall has had a very good game. And does tend to get under the guard of teams, and particularly when you've got players like Day and Summers and Robertson to watch out for. Just might not have enough personnel to actually cover him. He kicks for goal and has just snuck it in. Catterall's got his first. Deer Park 16-18, 114, have a 105-point lead with a 30-minute mark of the third term.
Well, what do you get out of it now? For Auburn-Vale's sake, the quicker the game finished for them, the better, I would suggest, no doubt. Look, they're just the powerhouse, Deer Park, absolute powerhouse of a side, and Auburn-Vale have done everything they possibly could to their ability. Up to three-quarter time in this game at the moment, but Deer Park have just absolutely dominated.
Ball in the centre, Summers leaves it for Grogan, whose kick is smothered well by Attic, who gets a clearance to half forward. Davis defending for Deer Park. Stankovic there as well. It's squeezed out by John Sirianni to Bly, but he can't go with the football, and eventually it's locked up at the top of Auburn-Vale's 50, where it'll be balled up. Deer Park 16-18, 114, Auburn-Vale 139. Grogan knocks it down. Tchaikovsky runs over the football. Addicts at the bottom of the pack. He's tackled by Thomas, and the umpire will come in and ball it up.
Very important for Auburn-Vale to preserve a bit of dignity too out of this game now. The scoreboard, but even on the ground for the next 30-odd minutes of this game, just don't be silly, don't do anything stupid. You've been absolutely annihilated, unfortunately, by a powerhouse team in Deer Park.
Addict's gone long to Stankovic. There's an Auburn-Vale player down inside 50 who hasn't moved down there after that contest went forward. Meanwhile, Deer Park have got the ball at half forward. Arasalos goes to a teammate there in Catterall, who gives it to Cook, who squeezes a left foot kick towards goal and kicks another behind. 16-19, 115. The player is up inside 50 for Auburn-Vale. They're 139. They trail by 106 points. We're 31 and a quarter minutes gone into the third quarter.
Not long to go, you would hope, for their sake in this third quarter.
Oh, Cookie! Fly by Cook. He's not paid the mark. Jenkins
siren.
The spill, and it's a bit sore. Is Cook at the bottom of the pack? Disappointed not to have been paid the mark.
He'll be shattered. He'll be shattered. He wasn't paid the mark. Don't worry about that.
He'll be very pleased with the way his team are travelling at the moment. He's very sore at the moment, Lee Cook. But Deer Park 16-19, 115. Lead Auburn-Vale 139 by 106 points after a 32-minute third quarter, which saw them extend their lead by over 50 points. The goal kickers for Deer Park, 6 to Kondos, 2 each to Clicks and Nelson, and singles to Jenkins, Cook, Summers, Machevsky, Day and Catterall, while for Auburn-Vale, Sheriff Muhammad has their only goal. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Mitchell in the ruck with Mackie. Mackie wins the knockdown, goes straight to Doherty. Play down behind the play, Summers, but he's okay. The ball goes inside forward 50 for the Cobras. Lindsay, a chance. There's a free kick for over the shoulder paid here to Auburn-Vale, and they're going to get a shot at goal. And it'll go to Ibrahim Atik, who will shoot from directly in front, 20 metres out. Lindsay is actually going to take it.
Lindsay's got the ball, yep.
Jimmy Kondos was really keen on him getting a really good start in this last quarter. He said, don't sort of take your foot off the pedal at any stage.
Lindsay comes in, the kick on its way, and it's a poor kick. He's missed. Auburn-Vale 1-4-10.
That's a kick of no interest.
16-19, 115. He's a kick of interest.
Oh, Chris Robinson, yes, of course, Adam.
As meticulous as an instep through the ball as you'll ever see, Tomsy, he dabs that one to his teammate in the back pocket, and that kick dangerous for Catterall, who competed well low. Grogan loses out at ground level to Bly. Now Attic with a lovely shimmy of the hips. He gathers, snaps.
Yes.
And
well done.
Attic gets the goal. Auburn Vale second to the ironical cheers of the crowd. They're 2-4-16. Deer Park 16-19, 115.
Look, they can see the not the funny side in it, I suppose, the Auburn Vale supporters, but the brighter side of that. It's been a pretty hard day, as expected was going to be, but for their second goal, they would have hoped for a little bit better of a showing from this, especially from quarter time onwards, but their second goal of the day. Let's hope they can get a few more in this last quarter, just to give their supporters something to cheer home about as well.
Ball back in the middle. Mackey and Mitchell in the ruck. Knocked down by Mackey. Tchaikovsky can't break free. Tackled down to the ground. Day chases after the football though for Deer Park, but first there was Bly. He gets a little kick forward. Barry dives on the football. Just coughs it up though. It's brilliantly worked away there by Day, who got it to Summers, who finds Machevsky, who takes the mark at half forward. Kicking board the 50 in the road lever for Auburn Vale. Underground hand pass was okay for Parsons, who runs into trouble, ducks his head. No free kick. Picked up by Nelson. Hand pass, Buttigieg Clark. Right foot shot at goal across the face of behind. Deer Park 16-20.
It's gone out in the full. It's gone out in the full, boys.
Is it 16-19, 115? In fact,
no, there's going to be a conference. There'll be a conference here. It is a point. No, we'll wait on. Hold on. This is on video. The goal umpire's the one who said it was out.
16-20, 116 to 2-4-16. Thomas has it for Deer Park. He's stripped of the football. Tell you what, there's a free kick though. It's going to be paid, and it's going to go Deer Park's way. No, it's going to go Auburn Vale's way to Portelli, who's in defensive 50. Hand pass is off to his teammate in Jamie Sirianni, who kicks long. And in the perfect place at the back of the pack was Robertson, who judged it magnificently. And he's going to kick with the right foot. And
don't say it. Don't say it.
Finds Buttigieg Clark with a neat kick. Buttigieg Clark dabs it inside 50 to Machevsky. And Machevsky's taken the mark. And we'll go back and have a shot for goal from a 45-degree angle.
The tough kick from here for Bobby Machevsky. We know he has a nice kick of the ball. He's got a loose man on here, one of his teammates, or he's
going to try and square it. He dribbles it along the ground to Summers. Looks like a bit of a set play. Gives it to Day. Day, a little hand pass which doesn't go anywhere. Tchaikovsky gathers. Hand pass to Robertson. Robertson off a step. A lovely pass towards his teammate in the pocket. In Machevsky, who's taken high. No free kick. And eventually Robertson goes down. There's no free kick for that either, and eventually a pack forms. And now there's a free kick picked out for holding the ball, and it'll go Auburn Vale's way. Mitchell throwing his weight around. Play at the bottom there, Spatolisano. His shirt almost ripped off him. It's taken though, the free kick by Doherty, who squares it into the back pocket to Cassar, who hand passes to Jamie Sirianni rather. He clears outside the 50, ball back in the pack, knocked on by Safoulis, who was legged. And he's going to get a free kick for the Cobras between wing and half back. He kicks into the corridor. It's chopped off though by Tchaikovsky. He's got plenty of time to choose what he wants to do with the football. He brushes off a couple of tackles and kicks to half forward. It's chopped off though by Locke, who kicks out wide.
Could be 50 there.
Has found as a party who's taken the mark. And he chips short to Darren Borg between wing and half back, and he's going to kick short in turn to Doherty, who's been okay for Auburn Vale. He kicks to half forward. Spatolisano the target. Robertson let him fly. John Sirianni gets the crumbs, kicks inside 50, but it's all Deer Park back there, and Karasalos takes the mark. And he kicks quickly to Cook, who the mark and now steals it out of the hands of his teammate Thomas, then ignores Robertson running past him for the handball receive. He's found Machevsky though on the wing. He gives it to Summers, who's got it at half forward, then he kicks inside 50. A bit of a tired kick that came off his shin and straight to the high-haired lever who takes the mark in defensive 50.
I think it's just Christian Day just earlier on Luxy. Lee Cook's still off the ground after coming down pretty heavily just before the three-quarter time siren. They're going up for the big hanger. So he's, yeah, not able to take any further part there. Cookie seems to be enjoying himself down there in the boundary line.
It's half forward for Auburn Park. Right half forward flank.
Dirty on me now.
No, not at all. A 100-point lead here to Deer Park. They're 16-20, 1-1-6. Auburn Vale 2-4-16. And it's a free kick here to Azzopardi. He's got it and then kicks
Wide.
horribly into the middle of the ground for Portelli, but he's got enough time. Although he's a little bit casual in giving it to Micah Parsons, and he's now under pressure. He gives it across to Lever, who tries to get away from Robertson, who got him and has stuck the tackle well enough to be awarded holding the ball, and Robertson will take it in the middle of the ground.
Just experience. Chrissy Robinson just knows how to. The tackle's just spot on, and the kick was not a bad kick again, Luxy.
Today, who gives it to Ryan, who kicks to Thomas, who's got the mark 48 metres out at right half forward.
He's been good today too, Daniel Thomas, as I mentioned earlier on in the call.
And he gets it to Kondos, who takes a brilliant mark. He had to bump off Borg, and then he had to refocus on the football and took a brilliant low-down mark, and Kondos will go back for his 7th of the afternoon.
Yeah, just a perfect body work from Jimmy Kondos there. As Thomas comes off for a breather, clicks back onto the ground.
The kick from Kondos starts to the right. I think it's too far to the right. It is 16-21, 1-1-7. Deer Park, Auburn Vale 2-4-16. 8 minutes gone. Last turn, the clearing kick is trapped by Portelli for the Cobras, who runs out of half back. Inboard hand pass, not good. Bumps off a couple of players there. Eventually, Spatola-Sato has it, squeezes a hand pass to Darren Boyd. Little dabbing kick, not good. In front was Powell for Ryan, it was for Deer Park, and they were able to spoil it over, but it's gone out on the full off an Auburn Vale leg, and Karasalos will take the free kick for Deer Park. He dabs a kick looking for Machevsky, who gets up and can't quite juggle in the mark. Coming in was Summers, bundled over by Portelli. Darren Borg has it, head passes it straight to Summers, who was getting to his feet. Kicks around the corner to Buttigieg Clark, who meets it at full pace at half forward. Head pass to Mackie, hand pass a little too high for Robertson, who kicked in one motion. That was clever. Gets it out wide towards the chasing Catterall. He's got it on the outer wing. Kicks to the top of the 50 to Nelson, who springs up and takes the mark 50 metres out. And he can square it to a couple of options, but he goes into the pocket looking for his teammate, his captain and his coach in Kondos, who gets number 7. And Deer Park 17-21, 123. Lead now by 107 points. Their opponents Auburn Vale 2-4-16.
And every Deer Park player up there to congratulate Jimmy Kondos and to congratulate each other. What has been an absolute execution today of the Auburn Vale Football Club. Great bodywork again.
Might have been his 150th goal for the season, perhaps, as well.
Yeah, okay, that's probably why they've all ran up to do it, but not a bad effort. 150 goals.
Ball in the middle of the ground. It's a whitewash here, and umpires just delaying the game further with a terrible bounce. Mackie, the tenor belt in the middle of the ground. Mackie knocks it to ground. Summers will gather it. He'll be able to send them forward inside 50. Kicks looking for Nelson, who springs away from Parsons, takes the mark. He's 50 out from goal. Kicks to Summers, who'd worked hard to get back inside 50, and he's bundled over down there. I think he's staging a little bit there, Lukey Summers. Yeah, see what the umpire does. He's not going to pay the 50-metre penalty. Summers will go back and line up for his second goal from directly in front, 30 metres out, to extend the lead to 113 points.
Yeah, he staged that one, Lukey Summers. His teammate Shane Jenkins is getting a little bit excited. Don't worry about that, Jenko. He's all right.
Summers, usually a pretty good kick. comes in. It's a low, terrible kick, which smashes into the advertising hoardings behind the ground, giving that car maker, car distributor, some exposure on the grand final DVD. Auburn-Vale are chipping it around inside the defensive 50. Barry's got it near the defensive 50. Goes short to Cassard. WRFL match of the day, thanks to Bridgestone Tyre and Service Centre, St Albans and Hoppers Crossing. Proud supporters of 88.9 Win FM.
Well, sure they are.
Auburn-Vale have possession. Barry's got it on the defensive side of the centre.
Come on, Roy.
Hand pass to Lever. He gathers that cleanly and then floats a kick to Muhammad, which he couldn't mark. Safoulis comes through. Good defence, Karasalos. He's played a pretty good game in defence. All over on the outer side of the ground, and Deer Park have got plenty of numbers back there. Catterall does well. Kicks out wide. He had a couple of teammates out there, but it goes out for a boundary throw-in. 17-22, 124 Deer Park. They lead by 108 points. Auburn-Vale 2-4-16. It's been a shellacking dished out by Deer Park this afternoon. Ball at the bottom of the pack. There's a free kick that's going to go Deer Park's way, and it's going to be taken by Catterall. Catterall will be able to use the ball. He's got a loose man out on the wing, and they can bring the ball forward. I think it's Hill having a couple of bounces. He goes with the left foot. The target down there was Teal, but he's got in the back of his opponent. It's a free kick to Auburn-Vale. And that should almost be 50. It's not. It's going to come back.
Unlucky there. Auburn-Vale player is at Borg, isn't it?
It is. He sends a long, high ball down the outer wing. Big fly there, Grogan. Brought it to ground. Gathered by Hill. Kicks inside the 50 in front. Parsons, though, for Auburn-Vale. Takes a good mark. Be a fullback for the Cobras. He kicks to Cassar, who's working hard to run off Kondos still. He's got it at half back, but he's going to be run down by
Well
Cleggs,
done, young fella.
who sticks the tackle.
Well done.
And Clickety's got the free kick between wing and half forward. He'll send Deer Park into attack. He floats it to Jenkins, who gets a bad bounce. He's had a few of them. Tennerbell didn't want the ball. He wanted some body contact. And now he's going to get it in the form of an embrace from Jenkins, who's trying to win a free kick for holding the ball. But the umpire comes in and will ball it up 45 metres out from Deer Park's goal in the right forward pocket. Comes to ground. Summers scrambling after it near the boundary line.
Free kick, I think. A bit of a push and shove on behind play again.
Certainly is. Jenkins, as you said, getting very excited, Shane Jenkins. Well, he might be. His team are going to win a grand final by probably over 100 points. They lead by 108 at the moment, although Doherty's got a free kick. And to be able to, in fact, it's going to go to Adam Borg, and Auburn-Vale will be able to go inside their attacking half. Exhausted Luke Summers comes off the ground. He's been very good again. Doherty, a good kick to centre half forward for John Sirianni. Hand pass to Darren Borger. Kicks to Lindsay on the lead. Stankovic with a good spoil. Knocks it away from him. Mohammed's there. He's tackled by Cook. And the umpire comes in and have a ball up.
There's some big celebrations down Station Road tonight, tomorrow, and probably for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Steer clear.
Ball knocked to ground. Mohammed gathers from the base of the pack, snaps around the corner. He's denied by Karasalos, who was on the goal line, and tapped it over the goal umpire's head for a rush behind. Auburn-Vale 2-5-17, Deer Park 17-22, 124. Yeah, Stankovic has it, ignores the lead of Robertson and goes out wide to a contest. Tchaikovsky was the target. It's brought to the front of the pack. And well won there by Tchaikovsky, who kicks to Catterall, who stymies the bouncy ball and tackled by Portelli over there. Eventually, the ball goes out for a boundary throw-in.
They're one of the huge strengths of Deer Park this year, apart from being outstanding, ability-wise, is they do spread. They spread so well all over the ground, even under pressure. There's no pressure on them now, but they do spread to give themselves every option of belief in their teammates winning the ball, and they're up and away.
Tchaikovsky with the football, kicks towards Day near the outer wing, and it goes wide of him and out for a boundary throwing.
Just a couple of players, Borgs and Sirianni's, once again, they've tried their heart out. For their club. They do that on a regular basis for Auburn Vale, those boys, but just haven't been up to it again today.
Deer Park go forward, the ball in the direction of Machevsky. Lever bundles him over. Ryan comes through, can't get clean hands on the football. Hand pass was okay though. Finds Clicks, who hand passes it on to Machevsky, who has a bounce. He's got some options long, but he keeps it himself and kicks a brilliant goal. Bobby Machevsky's got his second. And Deer Park 18-22, 130. Lead Auburn Vale 2-5-17.
Well, this probably could. We'll have to get Andrew Muscat to do a bit of research. I don't think he needs much research. This could be the biggest winning margin in a grand final, especially in Division 2, I would dare say, in the history of it. Huge margin, 129 points. The qualifying final was a couple of weeks ago, and I think you're right what you said earlier on, Luxie. This might just bypass that. Ball in the middle of the ground. It's knocked down to ground. It's gathered by Day. Good clearance out wide. Cattle dropped the mark though. Sportolosane coming behind him now. He's under pressure. Has to squeeze it out. Portelli gathers for Auburn Vale. Can't spin out of trouble. Day gathers. Lovely instinctive hand pass for Powell, who brings the ball to 60 out. Kicks towards Machevsky. He's got two opponents near him though. It's punched away from him. Clicks will get there first for Deer Park, although he gets a very bad bounce. And Bly comes through. Gathers for Auburn Vale. Hand pass to himself. Good move. His kick is smothered by desperate Clicks. Machevsky's there and taken down by Mitchell. Robertson comes in to lead some support. It's cleared away though by Maschewski for Auburn Vale. Hand pass to Portelli, back to Maschewski. Pumped out of the way by Portelli, but Maschewski gets it across to Bly though. He goes without it. It's gathered by Ryan, who hand passes in the Powell direction. Gathered by Attic, who steals it away and then kicks to centre half forward, and Formosa takes the mark. He's got a loose man in the pocket, a lot of height on the kick, and Bly couldn't mark it. And now Deer Park get numbers back. That's terrific effort defending from Deer Park to just not want their teammate or their opposition to get a goal under any circumstances, and they stop Auburn Vale again. Grogan knocks it down to Stankovic. He'll be able to clear. His hand pass is good for Ryan. And now the ball comes back to Day. A hand pass to Cook. Cook to Clicks. Brilliant play by Deer Park, although they just lose a bit of flow there as Cook went without it. But Day mops up, gives it back to Clicks. Clicks towards Jenkins, just over his head. And Jamie Sirianni did well that time. Buttigieg Clark, though, comes through. Then Jenkins tries to tap it on the ground. Day was very good to get it to Thomas. Thomas, though, to Buttigieg Clark. He can run into the pocket, measure a shot at goal, and Buttigieg Clark puts it through. 19-22, 136 to 2-5-17. Auburn Vale 119 points down at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter, last quarter. Good work by all of them then. Good work, even Jenko at the end. Big Shane Jenkins just had to work hard on the ground to get that ball out towards the Buttigieg Clark area, and that he done from the back line from Clicks. Lee Cook, who might develop into a good halfback flanker somewhere in his career in the next couple of years. Lee Cook, bit of open space to run and move, but good work again by all the Deer Park players. Ball in the middle. Thomas has it for Deer Park, tries to get it to Day, who's been superb. He's tackled by Barry. The umpire comes in, will have a ball up in the centre of the ground. 20 minutes gone. It's a 119-point lead to Deer Park. Let the video speak for itself about how dismal that bounce was. I have to actually comment for the people at home, it was absolutely atrocious. It's going to be thrown back in the air. It's knocked forward. Bly a chance to gather for Auburn Vale. His hand pass wasn't good though. Clicks in the road, taps it along. Bly goes back in again for it. It's gathered by Day. Day to nice
Powell.
Hands, nice
very
hands,
quick
Powell.
hands to Ryan. He's got a lot of time to measure his option. He wants Teal down forward, and I think he's got it. And he's going to be able to have a shot for goal, Auckland Teal. He's 20 metres out, directly in front, and a chance to add a 11th name to the Deer Park score sheet. Auckland Teal shooting for goal from point-blank range. Jacob Powell, very good again today. That hands end, very smart, very quick hands to his teammate outside of the contest there, but he knew he was there. So Teal directly in front for Deer Park's 20th goal. He puts it through. They're 20-22, 142. They lead by 125 points. Auburn Vale 2-5-17.
Yeah, good finish there by Lachlan Teal, and 11th, do you say 11th goal kicker for the Deer Park team. Unfortunately, Auburn Vale have only got the 2, and it's to the Sheriff Mohammed and Ibrahim Atik, 2 only goal kickers. 21-21. I'll get the Muskie scoreboard here. 20-22, 142 to 2-5-17.
Know your role, Tomsy. Know your role. That's right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be stretching over there looking at Muskie's score sheet.
Well, the big one, the big technical one up there is out of whack.
Ball in the centre of the ground. Mitchell in the ruck against Grogan, who knocks it to ground. Attic can't get control of it. Bly does, though. Kicks inside 50. Stankovic with fantastic courage.
Get up.
And there's a wonderful mark, though, taken by Azzopardi.
Get up. Well
that
done.
was superb football by both players.
Yeah.
Excellent sportsmanship by Stankovic, who's I think applauded that mark by his opponent there, and he's waiting for Azzopardi to come to his senses after that crash landing to give him the football.
Yeah, well done. You're right. From both sides, from both Stankovic and Azzopardi then, and good that he got up. You hate seeing that, something courageous like that, and they don't get up. They hurt themselves, but he did. He's obviously winded, a little bit sore, but that was sensational. Well done. Finish it off now.
Deserves a goal.
Yep. Put it down. He's got it.
He's actually a pretty decent finisher as a party. The kick, though, from just inside the 50. He starts it out to the right. It's bending back, but Mackie takes the mark near the left behind post. And he now goes short, looking for Robertson, but Attic in the road takes the mark. And
very tight, Chris Robinson.
Attic will shoot for goal from right half forward.
It's taken the glove off, so what does that mean in the Adam Lux textbook of...
more chance of hitting it purely, I'd imagine.
Yes.
He's kicked 1. Margin's 125 points. That kick just across the face and away for a behind. 2-6-18 Auburn Vale, Deer Park 20-22, 142. Stankovic from fullback goes short to Robertson. He's in the back pocket. And he kicks to Hill, who defends his face and takes the mark. He goes short to Summers, who's got it at half back, and he swings it out wide to Day, who's just been dominant. He kicks down the line for Catterall, and he's got the mark on the outer wing, and he's going to give it inboard to Robertson off a step to Jenkins. Takes the mark, kicks inboard to Summers. This is training ground stuff. They're massaging the ball forward. Summers can square it to Robertson, who has a bounce, if you don't mind, and then kicks inside 50 to Thomas. And Thomas,
he's on here, Robertson.
Gives it to Robertson.
He's on here. He's on.
I'll buy the DVD if
he's on. Oh, buy it. Oh. Just saved yourself $30.
20-23, 143 Deer Park, Auburn Vale 2-6-18. That's a tragedy. 125 points the margin. The kick in from Cassar.
That's a big roost.
Torpedo.
That's a big roost.
Bounces all its way into the centre of the ground. Comes to Tchaikovsky, who gives it to Day, who measures a kick out to Stankovic, who's on the near wing. He kicks inboard to Cook. Robertson's still forward here, if you can see him. He gives it to Tchaikovsky. That's where the kick will go. And getting in the road was Mackie. And drops the mark. The ball coming through is brilliantly picked up by Nelson, who kicks to the 50, and on the lead, Machevsky takes the mark directly in front, 30 metres out.
Yeah, good play, as you said. Just training drills at the moment, no doubt, just sharing the football around.
Well, this will eclipse the margin that they won in the semi-final a couple of weeks ago. It'll be 131 points if Bobby Machevsky can get this. It'll be their 21st goal of the afternoon. 44 scoring shots to 8.
There's a siren.
The siren sounds, they win, and a punctuation mark at the end as Machevsky gets his 3rd goal, and Deer Park are the premiers in 2011, and they have done it in awesome fashion, going through the home and away season undefeated, and then having 2 thumping wins in the finals. They defeated Auburn-Vale a couple of weeks ago by 129 points, and today have defeated them by 131 points. 21-23, 149. They have defeated Auburn-Vale 2-6-18. For Deer Park, Kondos kicked 7, Machevsky kicked 3, Clicks kicked 2, as did Nelson, and 1 each to Jenkins, Cook, Summers, Day, Catterall, Buttigieg, Clark and Teal. And for Auburn-Vale, their sole goal kickers were Mohammed and Attic. A dominant display by Deer Park. They have won by 131 points. It's been a massive win for them, Tomsy. They were awesome, not only through the home and away season, but especially so today.
Yeah, the great 2011 for the Deer Park Football Club. Two out of the last 3 premierships for them. They will be up in Division 1 next year, and they will make their mark on Division 1 next year and beyond, because we've just seen, I do believe, the best Division 2 side for, if not ever, then for many, many, many years, and all over the ground. There's not too many weaknesses at all, if any weaknesses. They were just outstanding in their football from round 1 right through to the...
But firstly, to present the Rex Swan Medal. Of course, Rex, long-time president and administrator of the competition and WRFL life member, with Bob Tregear, the CEO, to present the Rex Swan Medal. Best on ground as judged by our umpires today. Christian Day. And now the Premiership medals. Number 2, Lachlan Teal. Number 3, Nigel Hill. Number 5, Graham Catterall. No. Number 7, Christian Day. Number 8, Lee Cook. Number 9, Chris Robertson. Number 10, Robert Trajkovski. When the game started, he was wearing number 12, but finished up wearing number 22. Number 12, Daniel Nelson. Number 14, James Ryan. Number 16, Dean Stankovic. Number 17, Lance Grogan. Number 18, Shane Jenkins. Number 20, Chris Karaselos. '23, Daniel Thomas. '24, Kevin Clicks. '28, Bosko Mischewski. 36, Sean Badagig Clark. 41, Jacob Powell. 43, Jai Davis. 47, Paul Mackey. 25, the skipper, Luke Summers. 27, the coach, James Kondos. And of course, the other coach, Nick Kondos. And if I could call on Gina Smith now from the board of the Western Region Football League to present the Premiership Cup to the Deer Park Football Club.